Hello, everyone. I said, hello, everyone. That camera takes a little bit of time to pop on.
Yeah.
I like to, spook them. Pow. Pat Baer is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, there we go. There,
Hi,
I'm here.
Pat.
Hello.
Yeah, the wave in front of the camera is it's a weird, because especially because this arm doesn't even is just gone over here.
Green screen fun.
Yeah. No, it's all virtual green screen fun. I want to set up. I want to set up my real green screen. It's part of this whole process of like getting into the garage where I can really stretch out my arms and have it an actual green screen and some of this other stuff.
I did the green sheet method. I had a green sheet on a pole that I would just hang up the pole, and then the bottom of the sheet was weighted so that it would be taut. And that worked great until I just gave up on doing green screen because I was like, I don't actually care about this.
Yeah, that's kind of that's sort of where for me it's that I have the it's like Elgato's green screen thing, and it pops up out of a holder,
Yes.
but you like lug it around. It does not. It is this long cylinder, this long tube that the green screen lifts up out of. And it's really neat unless you have kids who will trip over everything and hurt themselves over and over again. And I'm like, I don't want to have to lug this out and set it up over and over again. But I would have to do that. So I just
it's a solution to like, I live in an apartment. I can't set up a whole green screen. Oh, I can just slide this thing up behind me.
Right.
But it has other problems.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like you still have this giant heavy thing that you have to then have on the ground.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're in an apartment or something like that, there's a lot of like people going like, what is that? What are you doing here? What is going on? Like that you probably would already have to explain with some kind of streaming setup or something that might just be.
It's really purple in here. What's going on?
Nothing. Leave us. It's just that's my sexy lighting.
Yeah.
For Thursday streams, Pat, thank you for joining me. You've got a charity stream coming up here that I wanted to hear about. You've been doing some streaming for a while, building a lot of figurines. I've been watching these, and sometimes I think maybe I could do this.
So before we get into me promoting things, because I want to be an advocate for my hobby, which despite the fact that 6 hours a week, I build model kits on stream and don't build model kits outside of those 6 hours.
Yeah.
I still think of it as a hobby. But yeah, I mean, so model kit building isn't for everybody, but you accomplish something at the end of it and you build your own action figures.
Yeah.
Is a way to look at it that I think like appeals to people where it's like, I got a bunch of plastic. In the end, I get something like this. And then I can just like, have that on my desk if I want. It's like, oh yeah, the Farsia from Gundam Age, a Gundam series. I now own that, and I built it myself. And there's something I think like fun about that. Whereas Lego, I love Lego too, and I do a lot of Lego building. But I think some people still consider Lego to be the thing they did when they were a kid. And then also a lot of times people get Lego sets that are huge, and then they're like, oh no, what do I do with this?
Right. It's like, this is my coffee table for 6 months because I just don't have the,
I built a castle. Why did I do that? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lego stuff, I mean, I think I've said it before, but for me, it was always, I guess, like, for me, it's not necessarily that stuff I did was as a kid. It was more like when I was into Lego stuff, I was just kind of building whatever. And so seeing people build these like, or the Lego now just sells, and they did back then, but now it seems like it's much more of their business where they're just like, here's this thing and follow our instructions. And the end of it, you will have this, Star Wars thing or whatever. It's just, I don't know. For me, the interest in Lego was always like, I'm going to build a 6 sword and then I'm going to break that apart and build a castle. And then now I'm building a car and just kind of throwing things together and in a more Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts like fashion.
The 3-in-1 kits might be a little more up your alley because you get a box of parts and then you can build 3 different things with it. And you don't use every part for each of them, but it's not like you end up with 3 things. You build one, take it apart, build the other, take it apart. So you can do something like a cool robot but then it's also a jet. And then it's a third thing. I can't remember what the third thing was.
A train.
But,
it's a train. You know,
yeah,
it's
something like that, yeah.
if it's proper triple changer is space shuttle to robot to train.
But those are a little more fun because they have to be a little more creative with it. Of just like, here's 3 different undersea creatures. Like, okay,
yeah, that's kind of
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Specifically, I am here. Thank you, Jeff, for having me.
Of course.
To promote Plastic Model Weekender, which is starting tomorrow. I am putting a link to the Twitch page here in chat.
Nice.
But it's Plamo Weekender, Plamo, which I'll just let you know, folks. Plamo means plastic model kit. It's a portmanteau in the same way that Gunpla is Gundam model kit or Gundam plastic model kit.
So is this specifically, did people come up with Plamo because they were tired of referring to everything as a Gundam? Is this like their non-denominational?
I mean, not every model kit is a Gundam kit. There's certainly a big famous brand.
Of course, yeah.
And what some people only build Gunpla. But Plamo, speaks to outside of that. But if it's plastic and it's a model kit, it's Plamo. So this is Plamo Weekender, and it is a charity event. We're raising money for the Cure Alzheimer's Fund. Jason Bad Gunpla, who is the founder of this charity, picked it because very personal reasons for him when this started. And I always want to point out that the Cure Alzheimer's Fund is not an awareness charity. They raise money for like treatment. They are looking to cure Alzheimer's. They're not looking to raise awareness about Alzheimer's.
Right.
So your money goes directly to research.
Cool.
And the board doesn't take any money. And we go through Tiltify. We're not using Twitch charity. We're going through Tiltify, and so they don't take a cut, and it's all good. And you can win model kits during it if you give during the event. My shift is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time until 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And the kit that I just showed is a kit that I will be modifying on stream. I'm going to make this glittery with glitter paint. And another kit that I'm working on as well.
Cool.
And the whole event's really fun. I put the Twitch page there in the shout out. And I would like people to come by. The other thing that your chat, this community specifically, might be interested in is that we have quite a number of VTuber model kit builders.
Oh.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
And cool. And a thing that I knew existed, but I didn't know how many of them were out there. And there are a lot of them. And you're like, well, Pat, doesn't it break the illusion that you see their actual hands? And the answer is yes, but don't worry about it.
Yeah. I think that's always the answer when it comes to VTubing and any kind of break of illusion. It's like, yeah, no, it's just go with it.
I mean, there's VTubers that play pen and paper like D&D, or they play like Magic the Gathering with real cards, and you just see their hands and you just pretend that it's their whatever they are.
I feel like that there's got to be some kind of ridiculous tech solution to this, though, where we're putting like motion capture balls onto people's hands, and then it is somehow we are painting over. We are going, like you wear green gloves with the balls on them.
Someone had the brilliant idea that her normal VTuber doesn't wear gloves, but when it's model kit building time, she wears gloves, and then the actual hands are in the same like kind of glove.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just like, oh, it's building time, so let me put on my gloves and let's all play along with this. And other people are just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not a skeleton. You know that. You know I'm not a dragon. It's fine.
No, I can't. I need this. You need to be a dragon, or else this doesn't work.
Some people need it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I view. So, there are a lot of Gundam kits and a lot of kits that are like, do you find that when choosing kits, are you just like, show me something that looks cool? Or are you like, hey, I watched this anime and now I want to build this? Or is it like the other way around where like you build a sick robot and go like, I should watch the thing this comes from?
So the answer is yes. It started off I just built the stuff that I knew and I liked, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love G Gundam and Gundam Wing and Gundam X. Those are the Gundams that when I really got into it. And then I'm going back to the older shows, so I want to get some of the older stuff and be like, it's like, well, I should probably build a gun tank because that's a dumb thing. It's just a robot on tank treads. I should build that.
Yeah.
And then I kept model kit building on stream, and so then I have to start buying kits that just look cool.
Yeah.
And like, I have never watched a minute of Gundam Age, where this kit is from, but this kit looked cool as hell and came in its own little stand, and I was like, well, I want to build this. And maybe I will watch Gundam Age at some point, but in the same way that like I bought a bunch of stuff from One Piece because I like One Piece, and they have plastic model kits of the ships, and I was like, well, that's going to be fun, so I'll build that. And then it'd be like, I don't really watch Kamen Rider, but they make Kamen Rider kits, and you know how the wrestler Brian Cage, his ring gear up until very recently was like he had like black trunks, half his trunks were black and his one black boot, and then half his trunks were red and one red boot.
Yeah.
There are Kamen Riders that they're doubles that are like that, where it's like two guys fused together. And I was like, I don't know much about Kamen Rider, but I want to build that because it's neat.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I just get into that sometimes.
Right on. Now, if we can just build a Brian Cage. I mean, I know that there are some that are more humanoid in form. Those seem weird to me.
So you have to. There's two camps of it. There's like the and I built one of these. I've built lots of this. Like I like building Dragon Ball Z kits of like people. It's kind of fun to be like, ow, the hair on Super Saiyan 3 Goku is actually pointy.
Yeah.
And a little annoying to put together.
I bet. Yeah.
And then they go too far, and then there are like ladies who aren't wearing a lot. And I'm just like, I don't want to build that on stream. But that's just me. There are other people. Yeah. They love building the small ladies on stream. And that's their thing. And it's like, okay, I felt weird building Android 18.
Okay, yeah.
I built Android 18, and I was like, I'm just building a blonde lady right now. That's weird.
Just putting this blonde lady together the way I like them.
It's just like, I don't really, it's like, but then I built Bulma's motorcycle.
Yeah.
And, and that's Akira Toriyama builds cool machines and motorcycles. And I was like, this fucking rules. And then I had to build Bulma to sit on it. And I was like, I like that a little less.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like robots. I think at the end of the day, robots that turn into other things and cool ships. And so I think that's always like, I look at some of the stuff and go like, that would be kind of cool to have on a shelf. And I think for me, I tried doing a little bit of model building when I was a kid. And even then I felt like I just never had steady enough hands for it. Not that I'm like some like big shake guy, no, or anything like that. But like, I don't know. Like when it comes to little decals, little bits that snap together, especially if any glue or anything like that, I feel like any situation like that where you really only get one shot at it, and then if you mess up, you're scraping a bunch of glue off, or like that sticker's done. It is too high stakes for me, if that makes sense. I don't know.
I understand. One of the things when people ask me like, oh, I kind of want to get into this, I usually recommend Lego as a starting point.
Sure.
Because you can fix mistakes in Lego very easily. Like, I mean, I didn't have, it's within reach because this is where I work, but I have the part separator, the Lego part separator that comes with lots of big kits. I didn't have that when I was a kid. I had a butter knife. Yeah. Or my teeth.
Yep.
You make do. But you can skip like a step and be like, oh shit, I fucked this up. Okay, undo, we're good. You can fix mistakes in model kits. They're harder. I do have like a toolkit that's meant for like smartphones and that kind of thing, like spudgers and stuff.
Yeah.
I have like, you don't need this, but I have jeweler's tweezers because they're really great for putting on decals and stuff. I have that within reach too, where instead of putting pressure, you put pressure to open it, and when you close, it stays closed. Oh. So it's the reverse. So you don't have to stand like this, like with regular tweezers. You don't need this. I don't need this. But
it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like that's That's pretty awesome. I don't know. Yeah.
That is a fun way to, like, tiny parts and stuff like that. The entry grade is a new grade that they put out a couple of years ago in model kits. They do have stickers for a lot of them, unfortunately, and that is a bummer. But they are a great place to start. The RX-782, which is like the first Gundam, is the original Gundam. That entry grade kit is very easy. No stickers, no tools required. Obviously, no glue or anything like that. And the instructions are like all in color, and you go step by step. And it's like, you can find it on Amazon for probably $12. You can find it in hobby shops for like 10.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to get a bunch of entry grades. And then you find out, like, oh, I have to put Freckles on Deku from My Hero Academia. That's actually hard. Why did they not make that easy? So it's not a no-brainer, but it is like a good starting point.
Yeah, that's
for
cool.
people that want to get into the hobby.
Yeah, I think when I was doing it as a kid, it was like, here's an F-15, you know, just like jets and stuff like that, and they were always. Or cars. It was cars and jets, you know, because that was, you know, before anime had truly penetrated the United States. And so all we had were jets and cars. Never the twain shall meet. Never will they turn into a robot until they started turning into robots. But, and yeah, they were all these like heavy duty glue kits and everything. And I was just like, you know, you have half a jet stuck to your hand. And I was like, forget it. And
the hotness in that particular thing has been liquid cement.
Oh, yeah.
Liquid cement is the solution to glue in that you are basically melting the top layer of two pieces of plastic together. And so you can forcibly remove those if you screw up. And you can get on your hands and it's not too bad. It's hard to glue stuff to your hands with that. You do have to be careful that you don't end up putting, like, if you have a piece of clear plastic, you can end up with your thumb or fingerprint on the plastic because you had some liquid cement on your hand.
Right.
It's also great if you really fuck up a regular model kit and you just need to try to fix your mistake. Liquid cement can save you the day on there. It's like temporary, but
yeah. Right on.
And then you just have a little bit of fumes that you have to be aware of.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah. I also do have my liquid cement within reach because I need it when I'm streaming. Because I sit here when I build kits. So everything I need is within, like, it's like you when you talk about video games sometimes we're like, I have that right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I have right now it's allergy medication and some baby wipes and that's and
things you definitely need.
Things I definitely, and a button that does this. That's about that's pretty much how that all goes. Well, great, Pat. Why don't you hang out? Let's play some video games. I got some stuff I want to show off to people and we'll hang out for a bit. Cool.
Okay, chat did hear that. I didn't hear the air horn.
Oh, okay. As I was pushing the button, I was like, wait a minute. The routing on this is such that you are almost certainly not going to hear this.
I did not hear the air horn, but chat did, which is the more important thing.
I could make it so you do hear it, but then you would also hear yourself, and that's a less than ideal situation. I could update the firmware on my Go XLR, which would enable sub mixes, and then I could send you a sub. Yeah. It's all of the streaming tech stuff has been so much fun, like audio routing and all of that. You definitely get in a mode where you're like, I can think of 5 different ways to solve that. None of them will probably work, but like I got a bunch of things I could try that would actually be even weirder for next time and think all that stuff through. All right, why don't we head over to this spot and I'm going to bring your face into this.
Okay.
What is that? That's a window capture, right? Yeah, we want this. We want this. No, that's not cropped at all.
No, that's just the Discord.
Yeah. We're gonna crop this up.
Okay.
And then put you over here.
Yep, there's me.
Great. I'm gonna start with a game called Mr. Sun's Hatbox. I've been talking about this for a little bit and haven't had time to get around to it. This is the kind of side-scrolling platformer that also has stealth game, Metal Gear-esque mechanics to it, where you're building a base and stealing people.
Sure. I mean, yes. Oh, this is the it's like the Metal Gear, the thing that everybody actually should be putting in their games, like
yes,
stealing people away so that they work for you now.
Exactly. Yes, you attach balloons to people and hijack them with Fulton balloons straight out of Metal Gear, and then you have this kind of almost XCOM-esque. Oh, so I like you can't afford to do this. Cool.
That great.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, it's like forget the Nemesis system. More stealing people for your own squad.
Yeah. So as you steal people, they go into the staff room. Some of them need to be brainwashed, and so you have to put them in these machines in the brig. And then if they get hurt out on a mission, you've got med bay to kind of bring them back, and a research center where you have to devote some staff there so that you can research upgrades. And so out of game, there's kind of a weird set of mechanics here that give you a lot to think about along the way. But we're going to go, actually, I'm going to take a look at my staff here, because the other thing is everyone has their own kind of unique perks, though most of them are negatives, at least at this point in the game. A lot of it's like things that would normally stun you hurt you instead. Or this one is you smell bad, which probably impacts your stealth abilities. Refuses to take off hats, which those hats are a big part of the game. Can only aim directly forward seems like a bad one.
Yeah. So they have a lot of deterrence at the beginning.
Yeah. Breathing in smoke hurts over time. Okay. I don't know that I've seen a lot of smoke. Jumping on enemies doesn't stun them seems like a bad one, man. But we got to take somebody. Yeah. We got to pick somebody here. Let's go with can be seen by cameras through walls.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad. These are all.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, hide HUD is probably not good.
No.
Let's go with this guy. He gets hurt from things that would normally stun him. Smells bad. Refuses to switch hats. But explosions only deal 1 damage. So there's something. Don't
get stunned.
Yeah, don't get stunned. That's the answer. Okay, it looks like we've only got 1 mission at our disposal here. So it's 3 floors and we need to steal this crown. Oh, this is like kind of a big deal mission. Oh, I have a much larger staff here at this screen. Oh, that's because I've got the research guys. I could take them if I wanted to. What are this? Can't hold melee weapons, remain stunned for twice as long. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna... Ugh! But it halts my research on balloon capacity. Okay, we'll be fine. I've stolen a bunch of hats, and I'm gonna take a spiky hat with me, which means anyone who jumps on my head will take damage. And no weapons, strictly OSP. All right.
Ooh, knowledge hat.
Knowledge hat. Oh, of course. This is like the one. I take the spiky hat on the mission where I'm on top going down and not having people jump on me. We want to jump on turret head guy. Let's just steal these guys, get them out of here.
Okay.
All right. So this turret hat will, if you jump on it, it'll shoot.
Ooh.
But I don't know what makes it shoot otherwise.
Oh, okay.
If you're not wearing it, you might have to like take it off and then jump on it to shoot. I'm gonna leave that there.
Okay.
All right, we gotta. What is that?
That was a med. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm full on health, so I don't need it. That's what it is. Okay, we don't need that either. I'm gonna throw some crates around because I'm curious if there's ever anything inside of them.
You'd hope there would be.
Yeah. Okay, that one had some money in it.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Oh. Got poison there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for this guy to turn his back, and then we're gonna jump up and try and jump on his head like that. Got him.
Okay.
And we're just gonna break that dude's neck.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're not saving that guy.
We're not ballooning that guy out. We only have so many balloons.
Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because you have to research
exactly.
to have more balloons.
Yes. And I don't want to set off any alarm. Oh, that's right. There's 3 floors. So I was like, where's the thing I'm supposed to steal? But it turns out...
Now you have a soup pot head.
I'm going to stick with the spiky hat. I'm not really sure what the soup pot does. I could balloon that out and think about it later, but...
Oh yeah, that's right, because you steal hats.
Yeah, you steal... Yeah, you can balloon out anything, basically. This guy appears to have a whoopee cushion on his head.
Yeah. It's probably a distraction, maybe?
Again, we have broken that man's neck.
Yeah, he's dead now. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Oh, now you have an axe.
And I have an axe. We can throw it or we can swing it. Oh no, apparently the attack is just a throw. So okay, good to know. Okay. All right. So far, so this guy's a shield, which is bad for our axe wishes, but we're gonna see if we can go like this and then like that. Oh, that didn't work out at all.
Nope.
That did though.
There you go.
And now that man is dead.
Yep, gone forever.
Okay. This guy's he jumped up into me. I didn't even have to do that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I would be mad, Jeff, if it didn't have a box that you could crawl around hiding.
Yeah, basically.
If it did not have a cardboard box, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Yeah, they know what they're doing with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna pick that up. We're gonna put our spiky hat back on. And then try and figure out, okay, helicopter head.
Ooh.
This guy is just dressed up like me.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh. Oh, like he had the spiky hat. I'm like, I'm like jumping on him anyway. This guy's got a laser gun. Okay, that's bad.
That guy can jump and has a laser. Okay, he's dead now?
Okay,
right,
yeah, we broke everyone's neck. I think we're good.
Whew. Okay. Oh, and the thing you need to steal is right there.
Yeah, we're going to take this laser gun.
Yeah.
And we're just going to Fulton this so that I don't have to think about...
You Fultoned your laser.
That's not... Boy, that's not at all how I hoped that would go.
No. So maybe, I guess, yeah, you want to not have an item in your hand when it's time to steal?
Well, I guess I can't... I guess I have to physically take this. I can't...
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, this guy's got a camera and a broken neck.
Yeah, he's gone.
A terrible combo. We're going to take this camera and see if we can escape with it out of curiosity. Yeah, and we can.
See what's up. Okay.
Oh, boy.
No.
I like
people are loot.
Yep, exactly. We possessed these people. We stole a level 2 person. Well, we leveled up, but also we took a... Oh, hey, great. One of his negative traits has worn away as a result of leveling up. Can you tell beforehand who's got good traits or bad ones? Asks KDR11K. If you can, I don't know how to do that. I would not be shocked if that was like an upgrade or something later on. Oh, by the way, all of this started because you're a package delivery guy from like a fake Amazon style company, and then someone showed up and stole Mr. Sun's hat box, and then you are so dedicated to your delivery job that you are starting a spy organization to break all these necks until you get this guy's package back. Because of course.
Sure. I don't hate that as a plot device, I guess. Okay, yeah. All of this is weird. Great.
Yes, definitely. Okay, we need to get the research staff working again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to build a showroom, huh? Okay. A showroom for our magic hats. We'll put it there.
Oh, yeah.
And the expansion job. How much gold do I have? I still haven't been able to build the black market yet. But that's okay. We'll see what expansion is. Increase capacity of staff jobs. Assign more staff to the expansion job. Man, okay.
This is a good question, Jeff.
Yeah.
From Lysandus. Sorry. Well, Lysandus is a good question too. Rev wants to know, does this play well on the deck? Have you tried with this on the
yeah,
Steam Deck?
it's been fine on Steam Deck. I am playing with a controller. And it works fine over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lysandus want to know, does it seem to matter where the rooms are placed?
It doesn't
Yes.
seem to matter.
Okay.
But I can't say for sure.
Because some of these games, it's like required that you need to be near a room that does this. Like if you have a science room
Right.
next to another science room, like this does seem like it goes deep. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do get bonuses later on.
Yeah, that would not shock me if there was something to that effect. Let's see.
So there seems to be tile types, maybe.
Yeah. Let's put Bull Carpenter in here and get him brainwashed. And then this guy's got a lot of traits, but like most of them, a few of them actually seem like positive ones. So maybe we'll put him in there and get those guys ready. We got 2 guys in the med bay, and that means we're ready to go out again, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess we go to missions. We scan for missions. And you get your choice of some regular missions, and then after you complete a batch of those, it kind of presents you with your next, like, magic hat heist or whatever. Collect gold. That's not an objective I've seen before.
Okay.
1 floor, moderate. Let's do that. Let's try that. Yeah, all these guys are... So I'm just... You can choose who you send where, but I just pushed the optimize button to send people to their research jobs and expansion jobs and whatever else, and so it's leaving me with these 2 knuckleheads, which... This guy gets knocked back further. That's okay. Mission targets won't get pointed out. That's okay for this mission because it's just gold.
Yeah.
But also refuses to take off hat. Can't snap necks. That's a non-starter. Wait, snaps necks automatically when picking them up.
Okay.
Okay.
But does it actually?
Right. Now I have to pick this person because I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Thrown blunt objects don't stun people. So he's got a weak throw, but let's try it. Soup pot, big enough to hold a body. Oh, so I wonder if that means you could wear it on your head and then... Because you can also carry a guy out at the end of a level if you want, instead of ballooning them out. This is a stack of books that I think you can wear as a hat. I don't know what the benefit is there.
Required in research.
Yeah. Whoopee cushion is a whoopee cushion. Let's take a hard hat.
Yeah, this guy might need a hard hat.
Yeah. And maybe we'll take a shotgun for kicks.
Okay.
Is that a gun?
That seems to be a turret, yeah.
Security cameras can be taken out by throwing weapons at them or shooting. Oh, so I probably could have like thrown the shotgun instead of using the ammo, but...
Okay, so that was a security camera. It
Yeah.
did look like a turret.
I think it was... Yeah. We have a flappy hat. A hard hat and another hard hat. And another flap. We're gonna I'm gonna steal one of these flappy hats because I'm curious about it, but I think I want to stick with my hard hat for now. What? Oh, I stepped on something.
That was an alarm. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The end of that bookcase had an alarm.
Yeah.
But it seems there's nothing going on now, so you might be okay.
Maybe a local, more of a local alarm. Okay, there's
a
turret up there. Now this guy has a weak throw that says it won't stun humans, but I wonder if it'll still work on that. It will. Okay, good.
Okay, good. There's a trap there.
Right. Yes. Yes. There's a skull here.
Hell yeah. I was like, is that a hat? And it is.
It is. We're going to wear the skull. Oh, no. He's got right. He's got the weak throws. He's got the weak throws.
Oh God, you're naked.
This is bad.
There's too many people in here. Okay.
Oh, he can't. Oh, I can. If I pick him up, it'll kill him. No, that won't even do that. Oh boy. Okay. Did I wait? Did I knock myself out? Did a guy land on me? Oh, they woke up and they killed me.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
we answered that question. If you can't break a neck, you can't break a neck.
Right. Well, at least at least I stole that Flappy Bird hat. Oh man. Okay.
Jesus.
When it goes bad, it goes bad fast, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a little section that has two people with weapons.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
4 floors, very low, which is nice. I could go for very low, considering the quality of my soldiers right now. I just need to capture. I need to steal a banana peel. I think I can do that. Okay. I think I can do that. Okay.
Skinny's got a lot wrong with him.
Yeah. What's Bull got going on? Objects you throw always break when they hit something. Jumping on enemies doesn't stun them. Takes twice as long to capture things. Man.
Oof. Bull is not.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Stun enemies when touched is a good one. Yeah. Smells bad, butterfingers, lightweight, and is a coward. Loses control when detected by an enemy. Oh boy.
Oof.
Well, this is, again, it's a very low threat, so maybe maybe that's still okay.
The stun is good because even if it freaks out, it'll just still stun somebody.
Yeah.
While freaking out. Hopefully. Oh, they really tell you it smells bad.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Lightweight is yeah.
Yeah, you probably needed a weapon there. Oh, you got one. Okay.
This will be fine.
So you probably want a hat of some sort?
Yeah, we'll put this whoopee cushion on and man, okay.
Yeah, I guess lightweight really does need a weapon.
Yeah. What is this over here on this wall? Is it some kind of arrow trap or something? This looks like a bad setup, whatever it is.
Yeah. Different weapon.
A ghost pistol.
What?
This has more ammo, so I'm gonna stick with the rifle.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna try and just avoid this guy and go over to this chest, and oh boy.
Oh. At least the chest. Oh, that's a jumpy hat.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
If somebody jumps on top of you, they bounce away.
Yeah, I feel like this game. Oh, that guy's got a banana on his head.
Yes. He needs to die.
Oh man.
Box.
Out of ammo. That's bad.
Oh, yes. But you tased him because you're a taser.
Okay,
so...
and now I've got a boomerang.
Oh, but he's back.
Okay, calm down, dude.
Now,
He really freaks out. Okay, we broke his neck.
Yeah. Okay. Now, where did that banana go?
That is a good question.
Uh-oh. It's possible they used it and you
Did it break when I jumped on his head?
Maybe.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Okay. Sounds like you might have broken that head.
Oh, man. All right. We got a cardboard box and a ghost pistol. We're going to try and find another one.
I bet the smell outweighs the cardboard box.
You're probably right.
Because everybody seems to know you're around. Like,
yeah, I'm really not fooling anyone.
No. But we'll see, maybe. Oh, no, yeah, no.
What does that even do? Oh!
I have no idea what that does. Yeah, coward. I mean, look, there are a lot of bad traits. Coward particularly seems to be bad. Oh, it's a trank gun.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna that is indeed an arrow trap. I was like,
okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can find another banana. This is none over here. Yeah, it turns out you shoot them in the hat. You don't really.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. Wake up! Wake up!
You're knocked out. Okay. Wake out and don't freak out too much.
He's freaking out. He's freaking out. He's dead.
Oh, you're dead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
This game suddenly got very hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've done some research. We've brainwashed some new people to put into the field here. Man. Low, one floor, just kill that guy. I can do that.
Yeah.
I just need a win here.
Mm-hmm.
At this point.
Oof.
Okay, hats, mission targets won't get pointed out. Push over. We can't do lightweight because we need to kill this guy.
You know, we know what the mission objective is, so...
Yeah.
And it's only one floor. Just kill everybody.
Just kill everybody. Just kill everybody. And we'll bring in a weapon. We'll bring in the laser gun. No,
just your average.
Yeah, just just a whatever.
Oh, there's co-op I just saw there?
Yep, I have not seen it, but yes.
Yeah. I bet that's great in terrible ways. Oops. Okay.
Okay, I don't think either of those are our guy.
No. I don't remember.
But also that appears to... Well, no, we can get up this way.
Okay.
And then maybe we can... They're just not turning around.
I think
that's our
guy.
I'm gonna try and stun him and steal him.
Whoop.
Oh my god, he woke up. This is fucked. I should have fucking killed him. Oh, yeah, okay, just bounce on everybody and hope for the best.
There's a trap over there too?
Yeah.
So
oh my... that went so bad.
Yeah, that went real bad, Jeff.
All right.
I also don't know if you can steal a guy you're supposed to kill. But
when it popped up, it said you could capture him. At the very beginning of the mission, it said you could kill or capture. So.
Okay, well there you go. But yeah, you got greedy.
So I got fancy with it, and then now 2 floors, very low, kill everybody.
Okay.
Surely I can get this done. This guy remains stunned for twice as long, but he has 5 health. And he has no other problems.
Don't get stunned.
Don't get stunned. That's the answer. A flappy hat gives you a double jump. We're going to go with that. Oh, the alarm's just already going off, huh? Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Come to me. Oh, jeez. Stunned twice as long.
Okay. Okay. They're just stunned, though. Oh, yep. Think you just killed everybody there?
Yeah, I think that's everybody here. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Coming. Whoa. 2 more. Okay, 1 stunned, and they're dead.
Okay, everyone is dead.
This is floor 1 of 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You so get a gun.
We'll get a pistol. It's got 2 ammo. That should be plenty. I've already taken 3. Okay, there's a box here. I can heal up.
Boomerang. Good. I'm glad that person. Oh, what the fuck?
That was a grenade. There was a grenade
shit.
there.
A sticky grenade. Oh, there are sticky grenades in the game, Jeff.
Yeah. By the way, there are grenades. Man,
Oof.
this
Damn,
is
Jeff.
this is
I
going
might be
bad.
bad luck.
This is we're gonna. Do I have anybody else? We need to start brainwashing guys. Yeah, don't worry, it's good over here. Everyone's doing great. You want to join the cause? Please. Is there anything else to research?
Oofta.
Nothing. Doesn't look like it. We've got a lot of balloons. I could be stealing a lot of stuff. That's for sure. Do I have enough? Okay. No, I don't have enough money to do much of anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This has been... Okay. All right. Kidnap. Collect money.
Collect money.
One floor, moderately low. All I got to do is collect money. That seems... Seems doable. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Can only aim forward. Medkits hurt. That's never a good thing.
No. Oh, no. You got to keep that person on research.
Yeah. Man, a lot of bad choices here.
Another no. Pick Roman is rough.
Nearby enemies can hear your footsteps. Sometimes doesn't press the trigger when shooting guns. Everything is dark, but bulletproof. Okay. I'll take it.
Okay, yeah.
You're coming with me, man.
Oh boy.
Did you say sometimes doesn't pull the trigger on guns? So we better give him a sword.
Yeah.
And a whoopee. Yeah, we'll give him the whoopee cushion. I don't know.
It is dark.
Yeah, as advertised.
Mm.
There's a trap there.
Okay, there's two people up there.
And a fucking camera turret thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's following me. Oh, man.
Yep, loud footsteps. Okay, well that dead and not dead. Not dead. Dead.
Dead.
And now you're just jumping on a whoopee cushion. And the sword is broken?
And the sword is broken? Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
What? It's fine. There's no one left to come, right? There's no...
I think.
Oh,
floor 1 of 1. Okay. Oh, all right.
let's steal. We need people.
Yeah.
We need people for the cause here.
Yeah. Stack of books. Your knowledge is up.
Yeah.
Okay, you did capture that person, so that's good.
Okay,
There's
we need
there.
an item to throw at that turret up there, so we're gonna... Flawless.
Yeah. We're doing it. Okay, there's 2 on this floor. Up there. And there's a guy. But you don't stink, so that guy doesn't know you're there.
I do have loud footsteps, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Another brainwash target. Got a shield.
Right. I think that's... Oh, we're 4 gold short of what we need.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
All right.
You got it.
We only have 1 health. We need to take this turret out. We're going to wait for it to spin to the other side. We're going to jump up to the right.
Okay.
A diagonal boxing glove.
That's a thing.
How do I... See, I guess, like, I assume this thing can punch, but I don't know how to make it punch. There's no button.
Well, it's a hat, so it's automatic, I guess?
Yeah, maybe. Earmuffs make the music quieter. That's funny.
Okay. Cool. I don't hear any music, so.
Okay.
That's fine. But you don't have to be sending me music, so. So I am wearing earmuffs this whole time.
Okay, we have enough. We can go. We did it. Oh, man.
Okay. Nice.
Brutal.
Yeah. But a victory, finally.
Yeah. I'll take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
He's level 3 now. Didn't lose any of his negative traits, though. Okay, we've got two more guys here. We can put some of these guys in the brig, too. Let's put a one-day guy in there, because we're going to need him. And let's go with Dandruff Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
One of the famous
favorite territory guys.
Yeah. All right. Heal up that guy. He's been good to us. We got to be good to him. Maybe we'll try one more mission here.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely feels like a time sink game.
Yeah. And there's a lot more thinking in it than... Because I played through the first kind of 8 or so missions and was having a relatively easy time with it. And it was just like, okay, these negative traits seem bad, but I'm still getting it done. And then as soon as I stole that first crown, now on the other end of that, I don't know if it's like... It's part of it is like, well, I'm streaming, so I want to play quickly and not dawdle. But also it's a stealth game, so I'm sure there's some part of it that's that, but also, yeah, it seems like it has gotten a little more difficult. Okay, we get rewarded with 3 people if we finish this one.
Okay.
And we just need to steal a couple of guns.
All right. Everything is dark actually isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Automatic neck snap. Shooting guns uses up extra ammo. Can be seen by cameras through walls. Is such a messed up concept.
That's not great.
But we're going to take him anyway.
Extra balloon.
Yeah, extra balloon. That's nice. We're going to...
So maybe a melee weapon?
Yeah, we're going to maybe take this loaf of bread.
Okay. So wait, is this mission a tranquilizer mission?
I need to find...
Oh, okay.
2 tranquilizer guns. So I need to save some balloons.
I thought you need to use it twice. Okay, I was confused.
Also, this is a 3-floor mission, so...
Spiky hat.
Let's just hit that guy. I need to, wait, I need to take this... Hang on, what? Ugh. So I need to throw this, and then when I'm not holding anything, then I can snap his neck. That's kind of annoying.
Okay.
I wish I could...
That is annoying.
I feel like I should not have to put my weapon down to snap that guy's neck, but... We're gonna put on the spiky hat.
I think that's smart. Even though you're going down.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 people around here.
Oh gosh, the rebound of the that thing hit me. Oh, okay, this is...
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Just kill everyone.
Just kill everybody.
When in doubt.
Yeah.
Turtle shell hat.
Turtle shell.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Present.
That's one of those diagonal boxing gloves again.
Mm-hmm.
Propeller hat is handy.
Yeah, okay. That's a trap, I think.
Oh, over here?
That's purple right there.
Yeah, that looks a little...
That doesn't look great.
Yeah, we'll go around it. All right. 1 heart. But we're on the 3rd floor, so there better be 2 guns here. Oh, that's like a smoke trap or something. Oh, well.
Yeah.
We're going to knock this guy out, maybe?
I don't know. Bow and arrow.
Okay, there's one of the guns down there.
Okay, so that's what the purple thing is. It's some sort of mist.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here's one of our guns, and there's the other one.
And the other one. Spiky head.
That's not...
Ooh, that's not great.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, get that out of here.
Turns out you got to hold the button down to shoot the arrow hard.
Okay.
I'm just like tapping the button, and it's just... Oh, Did that guy see me? What's he doing?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, great. Ooh. 1 shot, 1 kill, though.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. That's fine.
Because you do have extra balloons.
Okay.
Okay.
No matter what happens, I won that mission.
Hell yeah. Ooh, get some balloons.
Yeah, I got some extra balloons, so I might as well just steal some extra stuff.
Hell yeah.
Famous last words.
Oh yeah, there's 1 person alive over here. And nothing near them, so...
Yeah.
I think you might be good on this. I mean, unless you want to steal a heart at, yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
And
And I've got the balloons for it.
Hopefully not die on whatever that purple stuff does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could go steal that dude.
He just has nothing, and I don't know, Jeff.
All I got to do is just land on him, and then yeah.
All right.
We need all the help we can get.
That new friend could be fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
His name is Moneybags Mitchell. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good haul.
Yeah. See, when it goes well, that's what it sort of looks like, maybe.
Yeah. And then you want to play like 3 more, and those don't go well, so you want to play like 2 more.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then it's like, oh, I should eat.
Basically. Yeah. I want to look at our guy. I want to see what Moneybags Mitchell... Is he? Because he needs to be reconditioned.
Yeah. Ooh, a yellow.
He can only shoot straight, which is not good. But other than that, he seems like he might be okay. And that's Mr. Sun's Hatbox.
Yeah.
It's neat. It's real neat.
Yeah, I would describe that as neat.
Yeah. It's like mechanically interesting, and having it kind of taking some of its cues from the Phantom Pain, like to have like some of these Metal Gear mechanics lifted out of that elaborate thing and put into a cute side-scrolling stealth adventure game is also pretty funny. So yeah, it's kind of cool across the board. How much is? I mean, figure out how much this is. Someone had asked. Looks like it's $15. There's some kind of deluxe edition. That's the sound. You get the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, with the soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty standard fare.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on sale.
Yeah, $13.50 right now. That's cool.
Ooh,
That's it's just a series of neat ideas put into a thing, and it's nice to see stuff like that. Pat, I've been making my way through all of these energy drinks that folks have sent in, and there's still 1 can of some kind of Faxicandi booster in there.
Yesterday, while you were talking about an energy drink, someone in chat was like, "There's more of that at the PO box." So
Yes, I get text messages when packages show up at the PO box, and I've gotten 3 texts recently. I just haven't been able to make it over there yet, but yes, hopefully later this week I can go collect what is there, because when I don't, they get angry because it's like cases of drinks that are just sitting in their lobby or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, come get your stuff, man."
You're not like getting like small Amazon packages there.
Yeah.
You're getting cases of things.
Yeah. So yeah, but I decided to treat myself and I purchased some energy drinks.
Okay.
Because I had to know. Someone posted this on the Discord a couple days ago, and I immediately sought it out. I forgot that these existed, but I got it's Sunny D flavored energy drink from the folks at Rise Fuel, which I've never had one of these before.
So that's either the best version of Sunny D or the worst version of Sunny D.
Yeah. It's
not going to be okay.
No, there's probably no middle ground on this, but they have a series of flavors where they're like, hey, we did collabs with whatever, and so they have a Country Time lemonade.
Okay.
And they have a Kool-Aid, and then there's one other one that I don't know. It was a case of those of the variety of those, and so I'm very excited to try that out as a big Rise Son of Rome fan.
Yes.
I ended up ordering these off Amazon, and so this says it has 200 milligrams. It says fuel your great Ness, which I guess if you're a Ness main in Smash Brothers, that's probably pretty. This would have to be the drink for you by default. Yeah. But yes, tangy original. That's what they call me. All right, well, let's figure this out. You much
I'm
of
just drinking water.
Yeah,
if anybody's wondering.
The original energy drink. Mm-hmm. You ever dabble in the dark arts of this stuff?
No, my caffeine comes from soda. And my sugar comes from soda, or fake sugar.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah. This smells a little off to me.
Okay.
It's orangey, but it also is a little powdery. You know how like an orange drink powder might smell when you stirred it up, but maybe not quite enough. Like, I'm wondering, did I need to shake this or something? Did it settle? Like, it's that kind of vibe.
Okay.
I love Sunny D, though.
Yeah.
Did they I guess I just didn't realize that they had formally shortened the name of it from Sunny Delight to Sunny D, which is weird.
Yeah, it feels like that's something they did in like the 2000s, and you just, nobody noticed. Yeah.
It tastes powdery. It tastes like I made this myself. Sometimes if you're making drink from a powder and you stir it up, and there's still a little powder on the outer rim of the glass, and so you're getting that. Like, it doesn't. It tastes like,
and then it comes in the air.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes a little like Tang, but weak, like a weak Tang.
Okay.
Which, when I think about Sunny Delight, to me, it's not like a weak flavor. It's very over the top, sugary, like it's a nightmare. Of sweetness. And
oh yeah, that's a sharp.
Yeah, it's there. There's no mistaking it. But
well, I haven't heard you go so I guess the aftertaste isn't killing you.
Right. There's very little to no aftertaste.
That's good.
There's a little bit of tanginess, for them saying it is tangy original. Like, yes, there's a little bit of like citrusy fun there, but it's not I guess the flavor is not as strong as I would like.
Oh, okay.
Like, I wish it had a little bit more going on. I think that's the thing. But it's okay. It seems fine. You could drink this.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got 2 more cans of this that I will certainly drink, because it was not cheap. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, you're paying for Rise and Sunny D.
Right, exactly. Everyone's got to get theirs off of this one.
In the same way, if you get Star Wars Lego sets, you're paying the Star Wars premium for those.
Mhm.
Those are more expensive than just their Ninjago line.
Right. Can you buy just like loose? Is there like can you go to Lego and say, I need 12 of these and 15 of these? And
there are people that make that happen for you. Yes.
Okay.
People have filled the void there where you can just, you can do like, I want to build this classic set. What do I need to build that?
Right.
And it will like tell you what you need to buy. And maybe you have them at home so you can part pick yourself, but otherwise you can fill in the blanks.
Because I was going to say, maybe is that the way around the Star Wars premium? If you can just go and you can buy all of the pieces you would need for that. I'm sure there's probably some custom ones though. There's always like
the colors are gonna be tough. The custom ones are gonna be tough. Like, hey, if you built any Star Wars kits, you have a couple lightsabers, but like you probably need a few parts here and there.
Right.
You need a couple decals.
Mhm.
But that's how to like for people that want to do like classic kits that don't really exist anymore, or their own thing. So there are people that do that. They're like, hey, for $2, you can have this PDF about how to build Lupin the Third in Lego.
Yeah.
And we'll even send you. You could also have us send you the parts.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was wondering if there was like some kind of like quasi gray market for that sort of stuff.
People are out there making things happen.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I got a classic kit, a Volkswagen kit from a friend of mine, because he went on a spree of buying Lego sets in 2020 at the beginning of lockdown.
Yeah.
And then a couple months in was like, I don't want this. But he sent me a kit that was missing a couple parts, and I ended up purchasing those.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they were hard. I didn't have them, and I wanted them for the kit. So.
Yeah.
Also, friends, if you like my friend, if you out there bought a bunch of Lego sets because you wanted to have something to do and you didn't want to get jigsaw puzzles, there is a program, a Lego Replay, where you can send those Lego pieces to charity.
Oh.
They will clean them up, and then they will give them to kids in need, and you can write that off on your taxes.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah, so Lego Replay is cool.
Clean them up. Is it?
Yeah.
You get I mean, of course, before you pass them along, you got to sterilize them, of course. But when's the last time? What's the dirtiest you've ever seen a Lego get?
So Legos that sit out on display will get dusty.
Okay.
And if you start taking it apart, you can see where it got that layer.
Yeah.
And sometimes that like plastic dust on plastic, it gets a stickiness to it. Instead of like wood.
Yeah.
I know this from model kits that I have on display.
Yeah.
Where I have to like brush them while I'm like blowing canned air on them.
Okay. Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you do want to do that.
Yeah. Good to know. I'm pulling up the list here. I'm going to get this on the list. I'm trying to think. It's like this tastes okay. Like in the grand scheme of things, I've certainly had worse energy drinks, significantly worse. So I'm when I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is probably, I would probably still drink this over the Watermelon Warlord.
Yeah.
Which is a decent drink. I'd probably take it over a G Fuel Snow Cone and a Prime Energy Orange Mango. Is it better than Ultraviolet though? That's I'm not the hugest Monster Energy Ultraviolet fan. I know some people are, but I don't think I'm going to do it dirty quite like that. So
no.
What is the name of this? Rise Fuel Sunny D. And
getting a good look at this list.
Yeah.
It's kind of remarkable how like split G Fuel is.
Yes.
Like, you've got some very good G Fuel and some very bad G Fuel, and that's kind of impressive that they're not either all bad or all good.
Yeah, it's it was surprising because I feel like the good ones were some of the more recent ones I tried, and so it was this feeling of like, man, there sure are a lot of really terrible. I feel when G Fuel is bad, it's real bad.
Okay.
And in the cases where it's good, it's usually pretty solid. We do have a couple here in the top 20.
Yeah.
That Divine Peach was surprisingly good, especially it was mostly surprising because of all the other G Fuel I had been drinking. I was like, man, this stuff it's not poison, but sometimes it feels like it's close. Yeah. Okay, that's Rise Fuel Sunny D is our new number 28. That's pretty high considering. Yeah. We now have 103 drinks on the list. This list is less than a year old. Mm-hmm. And there are 103 drinks on it, and that's I look at that and I think a lot, and I go, huh?
Because people have asked this. It's like, well, no, this is not just a drink you have during one of your streams, because you only stream 3 times a week.
Right.
Sometimes you are also drinking energy drinks, and it might be on your Twitch.
Yes.
It might be just something that you put up wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just added it to a list and nobody saw you.
Yes. Yeah, that has happened a couple of times. Like I was going to the P.O. box and there was a 7-Eleven next to it, and I stopped in there and I felt bad because I was like, oh, C4's got a fruit punch. Let's try that. And I got it and I cracked it open on the drive back, and I was like, this is one of the best energy drinks I've ever had. And so I was like, oh man, it sucks that I didn't document this somehow in a more visible way. And that's a really weird corner of content I have carved out over here, I suppose.
The should I save it for stream or blank is a thing that we all have to deal with at some point.
Yeah. I just never thought it would be.
Every video game, you didn't think it'd be energy drinks.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But yes, here we are. It has been, I may do this. I'm trying to decide if this is something that I might start doing those as separate videos instead of doing these in the middle of this, or try to do it in a way that is easier to carve out for people who just want that specific energy drink video, so that it's not sandwiched into the middle of a 3-hour block on YouTube.
And then you can pull out that in truncate it and make a short out of it.
Sure.
And
yes.
that can be your short content.
Repurpose it 9 different ways. That's It's funny. That is, I scroll through TikTok a fair amount, and occasionally you find these people that are just like on that grind, and they're like, this is, hey, content creators, here's a way to get to, you need to work smarter, not harder. And it's always like, here are ways you can cut up one video into 12 different videos. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not, like, yes, of course you can do that. Like, I'm not dumb, but also it's just, yeah, I don't know.
I have one short on YouTube because I made a very short video for my weekly video series.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I would make it even shorter, because shorts can be at whatever length they are, but shorts that are segments of a video you already uploaded can only be like 30 seconds or something.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Because they link back to the original video instead of native shorts. I hate that I know that, but I do.
Yeah.
So I made a short version of a shorter video because I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. I think it's a little different now, and I think it is one of those things that's probably some kind of age demographic. But I know back at the old place, when we would post YouTube shorts here and there, the reaction was intensely negative because it showed up in your feed as if there was a new video posted. And so people go like, ooh, no new video. I'm going to sit down and watch this hour long. And then you look and go like, oh, this is like a 15-second video that is like promoting something else. What the hell? So yeah, it's like, I think they have smoothed out that experience because I have not seen those complaints anymore. But I know it was very jarring for a while.
I think people got used to what it is.
Sure.
Like, also now that, maybe not every audience member cares about this stuff, but it's easier for the person making the short to make money off of shorts now. So maybe one could hope that the audience goes, well, they got to grind. I get it. Whereas before it was like, is this just a short ad for your other video I already watched? What are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
I hope, as somebody that does watch people, I do hope that they, like I hope they're getting paid. Like when I see a video that's 8 minutes long and all your videos are now 8 minutes long because you're chasing the belief that that's the proper length because someone who knows someone at YouTube told you that. I started adding dumb thumbnails, Jeff. I'm doing dumb thumbnails of my face.
Great. I
only
want
for one video series.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to doing nice thumbnails. It's just that I don't know that I have the time to do it. But I look at that as like, so, like when I was doing magazine stuff in the 90s, I learned like from people who had much more magazine experience than I did, like stuff like, hey, if you put a human face on the cover of a magazine, it sells better, period. Like, it was just like there was enough research out there by then that they were like, this is the sort of thing that like when if people are looking at a newsstand full of magazine covers, the one with the big face on it is going to jump out more than like a car or whatever else. And so there was always that feeling, even though we were like a technology, whatever that magazine was, for the screenagers. But there was still always an idea of like, well, we need to put a person on the front of this. And so like, I look at the YouTube thumbnail game as exactly that. It is big, catchy text that, says something potentially controversial, and it is a big human head. And I just look at it and go like, yeah, I mean, of course, like again, we have probably over 100 years of data in adjacent fields that say this is why this works and everything else. So I as much as I think it's goofy when people have their like, mouth open, like, yeah, I hate this, or I love this, or, like the kind of generic ways in which that stuff gets reused by people. Like I can't, like, again, it's just, it makes sense.
The one of the most recent iOS updates on for the iPhone allows it to make it really easy for you to remove the background of a photo.
Yeah.
So I just took a bunch of selfies of me making goofy faces, and I just have a folder of them, and I just have a template that I drag one of those photos in, whichever is best for the subject.
Yeah.
It's just for my anime series, but it's just like or just like or whatever, like, thoughts, like, it's just all that.
And
it's, my numbers are up. They are.
And like that, I look at it as the like, that is the thing, like, right? I mean, if you're trying to get your stuff in front of more people and reach more people with your content, which I think everyone is, which is part of why this stuff can be so scary sometimes, then you kind of have to play that game. And we spent a lot of years not doing it. And at some point, I think the question becomes like, if you're not going to do that, then why are you uploading your videos to YouTube in the first place? Like, why go through the extra effort in the cases back then to make sure that these videos made their way to this platform if you are not also going to put in the work to make it work without compromising? I mean, without then going, okay, now we've got to carve this up into 8-minute chunks or whatever else. Cause like, I think you have to draw a line somewhere. And then
you want to pull a 30-second clip for Instagram and a different clip from TikTok, because you want to also repost the TikTok to Instagram, because right now, people who are capturing TikToks and putting them on their Instagram reels, people look to see the TikTok thing in the bottom and are more likely to click on that because they think you know what the good stuff is from TikTok, and they're using Instagram to filter TikTok recommendations. And I hate that I know that too.
So the other side of that, though, is that Instagram hates it. Yes. And so I for a while there, for whatever reason, I have like 20,000 Instagram followers. It's like nothing. But I was eligible for, because they're so desperate to make Instagram Reels a thing, that I started getting notices when I would open the app that would say like, hey man, if you get 1 million people to watch Reels in the next 28 days, we'll give you $1,500, some amount of money. That I'm like, what? Weird. And so I went through the process of like clicking on the 8 buttons to sign up for the Reels bonus or whatever. And if you upload a video to Instagram that has the TikTok logo embedded anywhere in it, or the CapCut template thing, or anything like that, and Instagram detects it, it will not let you monetize the video.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're just like, nope, fuck you. We want native content on this platform. And so everything updated to where you can now export a lot. I don't think you can do it directly from TikTok, but you can from CapCut. You can come out of that without a watermark on it now, specifically to get around that Instagram stuff. And I think that's, I don't know. I got a PayPal notice the other day that was like, Facebook sent you $100. And I'm like, really? It doesn't say anywhere in there what it's for. I assume it's for that because I can't imagine any other reason why they would. But it was just like this weird thing of like, but now they've done away with that because instead they're putting all their money into getting TikTok banned in the US. So like we don't have to, we don't, instead of competing with it, we're just going to try to make it go away.
That's better dollars to donuts. I mean, all of it is terrible. All avenues are bad. Friends out there, if you like something and you have a platform you don't hate giving money to, just do it on that platform. Patreon is the best cut for anybody, probably right now, unless you are very big, in which case you have a different deal with somebody. But like for the most part, if they have a Patreon and you like the rewards, do that. Like I don't know. I pay for YouTube Premium because I am embedded in Google Music, which is now YouTube Music.
Oh, sure. Right.
But also I don't see ads on YouTube, but creators still get money as if I saw the ad.
Yes.
Which makes me feel okay as somebody that really does want you to watch YouTube ads for my stuff, please.
Right. Yeah.
It's all terrible.
I keep thinking about signing up for YouTube Premium specifically because we occasionally put YouTube videos out on the TV for my daughter, and it'll be like, my wife will put like, my daughter will be like, she'll want to hear some Beatles songs. And so, but she kind of wants to see the videos as well, which it's weird to think that there are kind of sort of music videos for Beatles songs, but I guess, they made their films back in the day, whatever. And so she'll want to see those specific things. And so we'll pull them up on YouTube. And then, the Beatles are getting their money on. So, and it's a Roku, so you can't block ads or, easily or anything like that, at least without a bunch of network trickery. And so there's like 4 ads on some of those things. And so I'm thinking like, maybe I should sign up for YouTube Premium to get around that, because I don't really want to run a pie hole on my entire network and block ads across the board. There's a lot of reasons why I don't really want to do that specific thing. But so I've come close a couple of times to thinking about YouTube Premium, or I think I probably will sign up for it just to know more about it. I think that's something that I feel like I should at least see for myself. And I
got it for work reasons.
Yeah.
Because
folks that
don't know, I worked in comedy theaters, primarily just in like 2, but then I would work random other places. And a thing that happens in like improv, sketch, stand-up, that kind of thing, sometimes people just ask you for a song 2 minutes before you need to play it. And I can't have an ad play when I have a song that's going to play. Or they're like, oh, I didn't bring an MP4. Here's the YouTube link. You can just play on YouTube. Now, if I have time, I'll rip it.
Yeah.
Because I'll have something to rip it on that computer or my laptop. But if I don't have time and I have to play a 7-minute sketch, I can't have an ad pop up during that. It looks unprofessional, and then I get yelled at. So a couple dollars a month to never have that happen was totally worth it. And then you also got Google Music, which I wanted to use instead of Spotify because I was an RDO guy. So I went from RDO to Google Music.
Okay.
So that was nice. And then also I got a free Chromecast when Stadia was a thing.
Right.
So,
yes. Yeah.
Because I got a free month of Stadia and a Chromecast. So my Chromecast came because of the fact that I had premium. And also I'm lazy to get rid of it.
Yeah. I have to go let my wife in because apparently I locked the front door.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oops.
Well, hey, everybody. While Jeff's gone, I'm going to promote the thing because people come and go. Welcome, everybody. I'm giving a shout out right now to Plamo Weekender, which is a Twitch channel please go ahead and take a look at that page. There is a event happening this weekend starting tomorrow. And it is called the Plastic Model Weekender 2023. Is a charity event. There are folks from all over the world. We got international folks as well, building some model kits and customizing kits for charity. The Cure Alzheimer's Fund is what we are, and your money goes directly to them. We don't handle the money at all. It goes through Tiltify directly to them. So it's not like it's saying, hey, send me the PayPal and I'll make a donation in your name. None of that. There are prizes. And we're getting sponsored by a lot of big model kit sellers like Gundam Planet, people that like even them supporting us brings a lot of eyes, which is really nice. But also, we're giving away some really cool shit that I can't win, and it makes me a little mad. God, there's some really good stuff that I would like to have in my possession.
Nice.
So I don't know. Check it out. Mind Shift is tomorrow at 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm the second person up for the whole weekend, which is really nice. And I have random card packs. My incentive is every $50 donated during my stream, I will stop what I'm doing and open a random pack of trading cards, anime, movie cards. And I'll tell you right now, I got a movie card pack from a certain Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I can't wait to open that pack.
Is it Twins? No.
Oh, I wish it was Twins. It's not Twins. Also, there are a couple sports packs that have gum, and I refuse to eat that because I'm not eating old gum.
You've got to draw a line somewhere. I at one point, I think when I was a kid, when I was a teen, I bought some card packs that were over 10 years old, and someone dared me to eat the gum inside, and I was like, sure, let's do it. And it's not, don't do that. You're better than that.
Angry Mob of Steve. Behind me, over here, yes, behind me, there is a wall of just the tops of model kit boxes. I have built every one of those kits. It is not a wall of boxes. It is just the tops of them that I used painter's tape to put on there to build a set of sort, because I am desperately trying to not just have this be a room that I also sleep in, that I stream 8 hours of content a week from and record videos from. So I built a set. And the wider shot, I have some model kits on display as well.
Yeah.
And I have a framed photo of a model kit box, and I thought that was very funny. That it's the Gohan model kit box, and I framed it because I had a frame. I thought nobody ever says anything about it, but it's my favorite thing in this room.
That's pretty good. I have a couple of games that I need to get like framed and put on a wall and stuff like that. So this room obviously is not decorated
no
in any way.
It's multi-purpose though.
Well, yes, it is, but it is multi-purpose in the same way that yours is, in that I sleep in here. And so does a child. And to
me, that's the important part.
So I got this sweet bag. It's got the garbage bags have to be high, like you were camping, because otherwise the kids will get into it. We got a bunch of energy drinks over here.
I'm going to say this now, folks. That is not a shadow on Jeff's wall. That is because someone painted around a TV display or mount.
Yes,
they just painted around it.
Yes,
But why did they paint in this part that was exposed? Why did it go that far?
Yeah, so I think that because I can think about it from the other side of when I was getting ready to move out of my house and we were selling it and we were, looking to get this place, and we did a lot of work to that house on the way out, and some of it was like, it was well done, but it was hastily done. And so I'm guessing that in a similar fashion, the previous owners were like, we're going to paint this place really quick before we get out of here. And so, they left all the TV stands up when
they just rolled right over that mount and got the exposed space. That makes sense. They painted the mount. In my head, you wouldn't paint the mount.
Right.
They probably just rolled right over it.
Yeah, I think so. And they even left a TV behind, which they were like, hope you wanted this, hope you don't mind having an extra TV. Like it was a good thing. And I wanted to write back and be like, this TV that you have mounted to this wall is old and terrible. Like I didn't want, it's like, you don't want to be a jerk about it. But like, oh yes, thank you for this 1080i television that you have mounted to a wall. This is great. I'm really looking forward to disposing of it somehow.
Because even if it was like a giant, old, heavy CRT that no one wants to move,
right?
That's at least cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Or if it was like a projection TV, I could take the lens out of it and make a big death ray out of it, like people are doing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
But the TV you got on discount at Costco,
right?
Because it takes an HDMI cable.
Yeah. And they ran HDMI cables through the walls and stuff, which is, again, interesting. But now they are technically old HDMI cables.
I should have ran Ethernet under. We had to replace the floors in this house, and I should have ran an Ethernet cable before they put down the new floor.
Yeah,
because I'm on boosted Wi-Fi in here. I got a Wi-Fi booster that works really well. It's good, so I can plug in Ethernet to the booster.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it works, but I really should have run Ethernet from one of the other rooms that has a cable line in, and just moved the whole modem.
Yeah,
I didn't, and I'm regretting it.
They used this as kind of this room was kind of their base of operations as far as like office, and so like all the cable and internet came into this room anyway, and so I'm able to at least do Ethernet stuff that way. And then there's just a lot of really hasty cable runs in this place, where you can tell they just like punched a hole somewhere, and then they did run Ethernet upstairs. And but then it's like very shoddily thrown under the carpet in some ways. You just look at it and go like, man, this is not a great way to do this. Same with like phone cables. They decided they wanted business phones in the house, because they lived here for a while. So before there was Wi-Fi, before everyone had a cell phone, they had extensions. Like you could pick up a phone and call downstairs. And so you could pick it, so they had like 5 different extensions around the house. And so there's still and they all look like these office desk phones. There's still one that I left hanging up in the closet in the master bathroom. Their closet is all in there, and you open it up and there's just a phone right there. So you can pick it up and I'm going to call downstairs to the kitchen. But none of that is hooked up anymore. So it's just this very weird, like signs of an older era lingering around, and the walls are full of cables to match. It's a very weird place.
Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, I lived in a bunch of different apartments when I was in New York, and you never really knew what you were getting into as far as like there was a time where you could just you didn't have cable in the apartment, but you could plug in a cable to the wall to your TV and get like a couple channels that were just out there. And it's like, if you want to watch TBS, you can. It's not on. Like it's a cable network. I don't know why you can do this.
Right.
But yeah, just messes of cables, especially like phone cables and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I've had places where it was just like, we have room intercoms, and it's not to the buzzer outside. It's just in the apartment. And you're like, why?
Like, what were you doing in here?
Just knock?
Yeah.
Or like nowadays you say, just text your roommate.
Yeah.
Like, but then, that was always like, what do you mean I don't want an intercom. I want one where I press the buzz noise and someone can come into the apartment.
Yeah, and that's it.
And maybe if it's a fancy apartment, you get the little camera so you can see who you're letting in.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's a hot bonus for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I imagine it's a real hodgepodge. I always. Over the years, I saw a handful of San Francisco apartments. I never actually lived in San Francisco, but like it was always this weird mess of like, that's not a kitchen. That's okay. You could, you have kitchen things in there, but that's 1.5 feet wide. I don't know how you're going to put anything in. It was just a lot of really weird layouts where they had obviously like subdivided a thing a billion times and redrew walls and whatever else.
Hey, there are cities in this country, in the U.S., where it's not classified as a bedroom if it doesn't have a closet. But there are plenty of places in the country where they just got rid of that, because then you can rent more places if you don't have a closet. So I had a large bedroom in my last place that I was in for like 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't have a closet, so I built one of those like things that you get and you put in like your basement for like winter clothes that you pull out later.
Yeah.
And that just became my closet because it zipped closed and it had a thing, and then it was strong enough that I could put stuff on top of it because you can't waste any space.
Right. Yeah.
So I just had like a built myself closet that I just like took apart and threw away when I moved out.
Yeah. Yeah,
but that wouldn't be considered a bedroom. It
right.
didn't have a door either. It had a door frame. It had like a weird, it was Dutch style, which I don't think is real.
Yeah.
Where there's like a cutout.
Yeah. Yeah, right. A cutout for the,
and I had a curtain over it.
But that was leading out into like a common area that was closed off part of the apartment, right? It wasn't like, okay. It wasn't like into a hallway and like tenants from other,
No.
Okay.
It was the living room. You could basically, it wasn't meant, the whole place wasn't meant to be a kitchen, like a living space.
Yeah.
It was the second floor of someone's house. They converted into a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
But it was great because it was the lease agreement. And so they were just like, hey, in like 2 years, we're going to raise the rent. And I'd be like, okay. And then like a year later, they'd be like, we're going to raise the rent in a year. I'm like, I'm going to move out in a year. And they were like, okay. And then they didn't raise the rent because they didn't want me to move out.
Nice when it works out like that way for once.
Yeah, it was great. And then I'd be like, hey, the stove doesn't work. And they were like, okay, we'll get to it whenever. Be like, all right.
Okay.
I got a toaster oven. I guess I'll be okay.
Yeah. That's, man, I could go for
I hated a lot of New York, but I also miss it every day.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's kind of nothing like it, as far as I can tell. I mean, never having lived there, but I feel like every time I visit New York, and I got some of this from Boston when I would go for PAX, but like not quite. But there's, obviously not the same way you get it in New York, where it's just like, I would, every time I go, it's like, living here, I bet would be really weird considering just how I've lived up until this point. It would be a very different style of life, but I look at it and go like, this is kind of neat.
Like, I'm probably already past the age of living in like Brooklyn. Like, I'm probably too old for, I mean, obviously there are people that live there with their families and all that. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the like, have an apartment with 4 people in a place that used to be a dentist's office.
Yeah.
Then they converted a bunch of it. Like that kind of living, like I'm probably past that. I'm past like having a mysterious 6th roommate that you pay the rent to and you never see. Like I'm probably beyond that. Like I would want utilities in my name at this point.
Sure.
But like I still do, like, I don't know. There's some, I can't walk anywhere here other than just walking for exercise. Like there's nothing for me to walk to where I'm living right now.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to pick between pizza places within walking distance. Like I could be like I could have a bad slice of pizza and never go there again and be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because there was other options. I'd be like, oh no, we don't want to go to that taco truck. If you want 2 blocks over, that's the good taco truck.
Yeah, we're going to go over to the good one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That sounds... Yeah, that always sounded, I don't know, it's very easy to romanticize it, I guess, but like I think that's something that, having never lived on the East Coast, but there was definitely a time, I think it was around the time that Harmonix was still kind of there. Well, not that they're not there, but there was just a lot more people that we knew and everything. There was a part of me that was just like, I bet living in Boston would be fun. Like just showing up and be able to like kind of see some of their comedy scene and some of that and be like, man, I don't really get the impression there's any kind of real comedy scene where I'm at. This would be kind of neat to, I wonder if ever I could do something, and I would like kind of think about that for a while and then be like, but I'm not going to move to Boston. And then, and then everyone I like, at least as far as a lot of the people we knew that lived in Boston got the heck out of Boston. Like, well, that's a good thing.
I keep in touch with one person from that crew who is still in Boston, but she's not in games anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's still in Boston, but just not doing that. But yeah, I mean, like Boston and Chicago have always been my were for a time my escape cities. If I had to get out of New York, that's where I would want to go. But like it also I didn't want to leave. I didn't leave New York because I was like, well, it's time. I left New York because all the theaters closed due to the pandemic.
Right.
And I often say this. 2020 was awful for a lot of people. My 2019 wasn't that great. So I was going into 2020 like running out of money already. And then all of a sudden all my jobs ended.
Yeah, it's like, hey, the thing you do is closed for business.
And people were like, well, they're doing like comedy shows with donations and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but I got paid to make comedy shows happen.
Yeah.
So my job, someone else is doing because they're running the stream. Like,
right. Yeah.
They cut out the middleman, which was me.
Yeah.
So like all that. Yeah. And so now I'm just doing a bunch of random bullshit in a city or a town that doesn't cost so much money to live in.
Yeah. Which that part sounds nice, at least. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've got another game here. This game, I hope that there are people playing it at this time of day, and that it's not the sort of game that's only active at night, but we're going to find out. It is called...
Okay.
I found out about this yesterday because someone posted a clip of it, and it looked real silly. It is called Combat Master, which is a great name.
Is this a fake old game?
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
It is a mobile game.
It's that kind of fake.
Yeah. So it is. But it definitely has the look of a game that if you saw this in the background on a TV show, it definitely could be that. So this game is on phones, I'm pretty sure, but it is also on Steam and it is free. And they sure did go out of their way to make menus that look an awful lot like Call of Duty. And they have, instead of kill streaks, they have kill chains. Instead of watches, they have wristbands. It's like a lot of...
legally distinct.
Yeah. It's a very bootleg Call of Duty. We were talking about X Defiant as a game that is like kind of a derivative of Call of Duty experience. This is like that times 1,000, and it's deliriously like the movement is so insane and broken and weird, and I found it to be quite shocking.
It comes up in because Brinty, shout out to Brinty, put this into Twitch here. It comes up in Twitch as Combat Master Mobile. So even the Steam game says mobile.
I had to change some settings to kind of dial it in and make it less crazy. But it is
this
still
is dialed in, Jeff?
This is dialed in because by default, when you move the left stick, he would immediately break into a sprint. And
I'm so glad I can't hear this because I think that'd be too much.
It's
I don't know what this sounds like, but I don't want to know.
It doesn't sound great. It's but I am like I'm finding myself falling in love with this absolute mess of a video game. It just feels like a disaster.
Yeah.
And it
like they got it working on mobile. That's an achievement.
Right. And then I guess probably took that mobile game and then found a way to get it working on PC in a reasonable fashion, which is also kind of ridiculous. Let's try and throw a grenade here. The grenade throwing feels very broken.
Because I look at a lot of absolute garbage that's on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few people out there on Twitch that do the work for me of finding these games.
Yeah.
And so like eventually you start understanding like what is part of the Unreal Engine demo, like
right.
that kind of thing. Like you start seeing those assets that are like there was a game, I can't remember the name, but it literally, like they clearly started working on a game and then stopped and then turned it into a builder where you could snap elements together. So they just dumped a bunch of free stuff in an open space and you can build your own game, kind of.
Sure.
Like that's like a quarter of those types of games. This does feel like someone tried.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, they have cosmetics and they're selling a battle pass and you know, who knows? I you know, maybe this is something. This seems like a game that, like, if you told me this was this is the biggest game in China. I would be forced to believe it.
Yeah.
Because it's just that type of like janky and kind of a knockoff, the same way that like Crossfire always seemed like it was, and Crossfire was it or is, I don't know, apparently the biggest game in China for some chunk of time as kind of a Counter-Strike clone.
A South Korean streamer played this game once and now it's the 5th best-selling game in South Korea, like, I'd believe you.
Totally.
Like, that some sort of like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, Ninja plays this and boom, a lot of people are playing it. Like, it just takes one, like, even lower than, you know, that reach.
Exactly. Like, yes. Yes.
Because it's free and it looks broken and busted and dumb. So I don't know.
And so I think that's why it will maybe gain some kind of audience in the US, is because it is broken and dumb, but also I don't know, like, it's got such an audacity to it in the way that like X Defiant doesn't, whereas X Defiant is so close to the real thing that you're like, why wouldn't I just play the real thing? Whereas this is like, you see the shadow of the real thing around this, and it's just, but everything about the way it feels is so broken and insane. This is the mode called Combat Master, and this is like, they wanted to make a battle royale game, but they didn't want to make bigger maps, and so they just have a 6-player battle royale mode on their default regular maps, and they've put armor in it the same way you have armor in Call of Duty. You launch with no weapons, and I guess weapons are dropped into the field over time. I'm not really sure. And this is interesting.
Okay, a new weapon box dropped, so...
Yeah, so I mean, someone... Oh, wait, is this the... How do I...
Maybe somebody already got it?
Maybe this one hasn't opened yet? Does it have to open?
It has to open.
I don't know.
They don't have it actually physically
drop. They don't have it physically drop. It just sits in the world.
Yeah, because that would be harder than just doing the other thing. Or they tried already.
Oh. Also, you have a number of lives. Yeah, someone's out there with a gun. Not us.
That makes sense. You have a number of lives since it's just 6 people. Yeah, there's something about this.
Oh, man. I feel like I was going to make it happen there.
Like, I've got a crew, and we play games that we like, and not everybody loves every game we play.
Sure.
Like, I'm, you know, like, coming through, was like, we were playing Halo, and there were, like, a couple people that were, like, always trying to be like, well, what about this new Gundam game? Or to be like, well, this thing is, like, I don't know, this is out again, we could go back to this thing. And, like, I'm sure somebody would be like, hey, here's a free game we could all play.
Exactly, yeah.
So the folks that are always like, I don't know, it's $70 and I didn't like the last one. You're like, all right, well, we'll just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Now I have a gun.
God, it's so fast. Oh, you have a kunai. Revenge.
Ah! Okay, we're full up on armor.
It's like, hey, are we going to try Overwatch 2? It's like, no,
no,
we're not.
No.
But, you know, it's like...
But
okay,
you could, yeah, the stakes on this are so low. I think that's a great example of, just, yeah, if you've got a crew of people and you just like to play, kind of go through random games, like, this would be a really funny game to have as part of your game night.
Yeah, because there's like 2 people that just refuse to get caught up. They don't want to play Destiny 2 outside of when we all play Destiny 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't know, we're going to play Combat Master mobile.
And I think it has crossplay, so I think you can play with people that are on mobile as well. And
I mean, they need to. You
need
to.
Yes. And so there's kind of like, there's like, for something that feels so busted and in some ways kind of tossed off, there's like surprisingly a lot to it in that way, where you're like, oh, it's got crossplay? Really? Weird. That's insane.
What is Celty from? Okay, yeah, all right, great. Yeah. So you've seen the ad there where they're like, here's a bundle, and it's like a yellow helmet with cat ears.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what anime is that? And it is an anime. That's Celty from Durara. And I was like, okay, good. I'm not that thing of like, okay, that's got to be an anime reference. It actually is an anime reference. That's Celty. She's like a Doulahan.
Oh, okay. All right.
Has a motorcycle instead of a horse. I think. I don't remember.
I don't know what mode this is that I'm spawning with this gun. Oh, it's arms race. Okay, so it's like a gun game kind of thing. That's why.
The anime I was talking about is Durara. Or maybe there's another Durara. I can't remember. I'm going to put it in chat what it's called. What anime I'm talking about here. Durara? Okay, yes, that's right. I got the R's and the A's, the numbers wrong.
It happens.
Put it in the chat so people can see what anime that is. That's mostly about like gangs fighting each other in an over-the-top anime way. But I needed to, as your anime correspondent, I needed to make sure that I knew.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh.
As most people's anime correspondent.
Anime whisperer.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who I am friends with who know more about or keep track of everything because it's part of their job or whatever.
Right.
Or because they work at Crunchyroll. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But for friends of mine who are like, hey, Pat, what's Chainsaw Man? Because I keep seeing GIFs and what's up? And I'll be like, okay, I'll tell you about this thing. Or like, there's a new Gundam. Should this be the Gundam? And I'm like, this should be the Gundam that you watch.
Is this the Gundam for me?
Witch from Mercury is devastating in the way that Gundam should be, and has good fights in the way that and great music in the way Gundam should be. But also, this one was like, let's start off as maybe Utena, and maybe we'll do like a kind of slice of life about a girl trying to fit in at school. And so it starts kind of like that, and you're like, this might not be depressing and sad, but it is. Their approach is just a little different, so it might be good onboarding, where you're like, wait, are these girls in love or not? So it might be a little onboarding for some people.
Okay.
That didn't watch the prologue, which was on YouTube and is on Crunchyroll as well. And the prologue is very sad.
I finally canceled my Crunchyroll premium subscription. I signed up in 2016 when my wife and I wanted to watch Laid Back Camp and a couple of other things, but like Polar Bears Cafe and a few other things that we were into. Just the easiest way to watch those. And I keep forgetting. We both keep forgetting that we even have it, and hadn't watched anything on the service in like probably 5 years or something. And I was like, oh geez, I gotta stop paying for this.
Season 2 of Laid Back Camp was very good. Season 2 was very good. The movie is fine.
Yes.
The movie is fine.
Yes, that is what I've heard. Is that it's like it's
But season two, they have an initial D reference, so it already is a classic for me. If you are a slice of life anime that for whatever reason decides you need to have a mountain racing scene with fake Eurobeat music and pay homage to initial D, there are multiple slice of lives about young ladies just living their lives that for some reason have initial D references in them. Yeah. And I love them all.
Why wouldn't you at that point, Everyone needs to drift. Everyone needs to have a nice AE86.
So that's, we're talking right now about Laid Back Camp, also known as Yuru Camp. That is the Japanese title. And it is a slice of life about camping where there's no wrong way to camp. Solo camping, great. Group camping, awesome. You got money or you're just kind of roughing it, it's all great. And it's just young ladies in high school being friends. There's a little dog that shows up, a chihuahua that shows up sometimes. That's very cute. You do have the weird thing that Japanese anime likes to have, a irresponsible adult.
Yep.
Because there is the teacher who is definitely an alcoholic.
Yep, definitely getting drunk. Finally, someone I can identify with in this anime.
Yeah, And that's weird, but it's not like sad weird. It's
Right.
just weird.
Yeah, it's like you think like, oh, is this gonna get sad weird? And then it's just like, no, it's just just likes to have some drinks. Like lay off. It's almost worse that way. Where it's like,
yeah. She's like, you can't go camping. You can't go on this big camping trip unless you all do well on midterms. And they're like, okay, well, you can't drink until we do that. And she's like, oh, all right, fine. It's a weird season 2 minor plot point, but it's lovely. And yeah, the second season I think is totally worth checking out because the little girl, the younger sister, who is just a carbon copy of the ditzy one, gets more involved, which is fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then I think you and I both have been catching some Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
Here and there.
We'll do some light wrestle talk here.
Yeah.
I think. So I know I just talked about anime that I really liked. But I also will be the guy, the white guy in his early 40s that tells you that the best wrestling out there right now is coming out of Japan. And when I say best, I mean weirdest and most fun. The most fun wrestling happening right now is Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling.
Totally.
Because they understand that there are a bunch of different kinds of wrestling that can exist. And as long as everyone's having a good time, it doesn't matter. Like, you can have, like, this girl will fucking kick your goddamn head off and is the baddest girl on the planet.
Yes. No, the lady that kicks is, yes.
She's also terrified of the American-born, non-binary Mad Max character. And everyone is scared. And the only person who has never been scared of Max the Impaler is the Penguin Luchador, because the Penguin Luchador did not back down from Max the Impaler.
Hell yeah.
And there's a Luchadora who is her gimmick is that she's got a penguin mask. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is part of Wrestle Universe, Wrestle-Universe. It is cheap. It's like $8 a month US. You get a bunch of wrestling promotions, and you can watch as much as little as you want of their big events. You get like Noah, which has a long history, and DDT, which is also nonsense. DDT is either the weirdest shit you've ever seen, or 50-year-old tough man wrestlers just slapping the shit out of each other.
Yep. DDT will give it to you both ways.
Yes. They're like, our champions are 50-year-old, very strong men who don't seem to like anything except wrestling. And also, we've got a blow-up doll that is our champion. That is like our hardcore 24/7 champion, is a blow-up doll. And like the weirdest, funniest American talent coming through.
Yeah, it's DDT is where Kenny Omega kind of, I feel like the first time anyone probably saw Kenny Omega was during his DDT days. And he's gone on to crazy things. It's always kind of interesting to see DDT talent go on to like bigger things because of how specific DDT can be. But it's like basically like it's like this corner of Japan devoted to like how much wrestling can we make that like would make fucking Jim Cornette blow a gasket or something, and so they're having fun with the form. They're just doing a lot of fun different stuff. And so the Tokyo Joshi Pro stuff, which I started watching, I don't know, off and on about a year ago probably, has just been so much fun because you get such a variety of stuff. You get like matches that are like well worked, and you have people in there that can really go and have like really interesting matches. And then you have stuff where it's like, none of these, this is not snug. None of these moves look particularly deadly or painful or whatever, but like the storytelling, the weird characters, the kind of anime, the overtones to it really kind of bring something else to the fold that wasn't there before. And Yeah.
We watched the musical chairs match.
Right.
And it was like, maybe they need to do one less chair. It was probably like too long.
A little bit.
But the idea that like you don't sit on a chair, that means you're in the next portion of the match to wrestle, and you get to pick your opponent and the stipulation based on who sat on what chair. He's like such a, like the very idea of like, it's going to be a musical chairs match. A lot of people just go, no, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
And then the person who won the whole match is somebody that doesn't win all the time, that she's kind of low on the card.
Yeah.
And like she beat like their second best champion, like in that. And so it allows for people to win weird matchups where normally you go, oh, well, she's not going to lose to the White Dragon. This is White Dragon.
Right. Yes.
Because Arisu doesn't win big profile matches, but she did. And it's just like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's just been super fun to watch and like really engaging too in a way that like it's such a fun alternative to American wrestling. And you know, that panda, that giant bear.
Yes, if you want to talk about like everybody was mad, rightfully so, at during WrestleMania, how it was like the tax return is fucking sponsoring this match, or like, okay, this is the Mountain Dew Lights Out match, and you're like, all this shit sucks. I know that everyone wants to sell things, but this is awful. And you're like, well, what's Tokyo Joshi Pro's promotions? Well, they work with a mobile game, and there are skins for some like outfits in the game that are some of the wrestlers. And then also there's a giant inflatable panda that's in the game that shows up and wrestles sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's somebody in a giant panda costume that can barely get into the ring because it's inflatable with fans.
Yeah, can barely fucking move, and they put it in a match, and you're like, this doesn't work at all, but it's so good.
They had it tag with a girl who likes cat, who is a cat, against someone who thinks that she's a monster. She thinks she's a kaiju, and a superhero.
Yeah.
And they defeated the panda with a giant plug-in lightsaber.
Of course they did.
And that was my favorite match of that card.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's you know, as someone who's been just getting more and more disillusioned with some of the American wrestling, it's just nice to have an alternative. I think if I was just watching, well, I mean, if I was just watching WWE, I would stop. But even watching WWE and AEW, I think there's still room for something that is like dramatically different.
Well, it's like right now with AEW. AEW has a lot of incredible wrestlers, but the kind of wrestling I like, we only have one wrestler on the main card doing it, which is Orange Cassidy, because he will have a match that was very fun.
Right. Yeah.
And there are hard-hitting matches. There are matches where people are covered in blood and go through tables and take incredible bumps. I mean, right now, AEW is also showcasing Incredible Lucha, and I do love Incredible Lucha. Don't get me wrong. I like bad lucha too. But I like funny, goofy things, and you have to watch their YouTube shows for some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see it appears that Dark Elevation is ending its run?
The fight description made it sound like that best of was the last Elevation, and maybe they're only going down to one YouTube show. Yeah. Which is a shame for the people that get better by being on YouTube. Like, Cole Carter is never going to win on AEW until he wins a bunch on YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Cole Carter sucks, I think. So he shouldn't be winning. But like Lee Johnson, Lee Johnson is not going to beat someone on Dynamite. But Lee Johnson can win on YouTube.
Right.
So like, I think that's important for them. Because he's also not big enough, like he might be big enough to win on Ring of Honor, but I'm not spending $10 a month to see that.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately my take on what they're doing. A lot of that is that, you know, the Ring of Honor seems like such a strange product when, like, It's a lot of the same people that are on those YouTube shows even.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, so you've put like a somewhat better main event on this card. And it's hard, like I think all the wrestling across the board is usually quite good, like
yes.
generally speaking.
Oh yeah. Their like basement quality is very high.
Totally. And so, it's not like, these guys don't know how to wrestle. It's never about that for me. It's like, it's more like, hey, you've got a lot of product out there on YouTube or elsewhere for free. Why are you charging $10 for this when it's like a lot of the same folks? And you're not necessarily doing a bunch of storyline stuff there, so it's not like it's a hugely written program. Like I like the idea of the Claudio Eddie Kingston stuff and what have you, but like the rest of it just feels like here's an episode of AEW Dark, only the announcers are not nearly as fun, and everyone shakes hands, and like that's cool, but it's not like I don't know.
Right now, it is the place. If I want to spend $10 a month to see Eddie Kingston and Samoa Joe, and Eddie's out for a little while due to injury, and of course we wish him well because I love Eddie Kingston. Yeah. But like that's where I spend $10 a month to maybe have an episode where Samoa Joe wrestles on it, because the other big names wrestle on the other products, and then you have some like up and coming talent that are awesome that I would love to see do more cool shit.
Yes.
It feels like they wanted Ring of Honor to be a TV show and no one wanted that.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to be part of a streaming service and nobody wanted that. So now they're just doing it themselves. And then you look at it and you go, well, then you should have just been fucking doing that as soon as you got the name.
Right. And it's I signed up for it to watch the first batch of shows and I have been watching Ring of Honor. It's like none of it's bad. Like I mean, watching it, you're like, okay, yeah, like this is a good wrestling show. I'm glad I spent the time watching it. But again, in a world where Dark and Dark Elevation exist, and a lot of the same folks end up on it, there's just a lot of weird. I think the differentiation between Ring of Honor and AEW is still really terrible in terms of like who's going where, like why.
It's a mess. It's like. When still to this day, when a Raw or SmackDown superstar, because I'll use their fucking thing. When a wrestler from Raw or SmackDown shows up on NXT, it's still a big deal.
Right.
Like Drew Gulak managing a young man, managing William Regal's son on NXT does feel like kind of a big deal, and it's just Drew Gulak. He's not a big deal on the other shows, but like him deciding this guy, I'm going to work with this guy, like that does feel like something. Or like Kofi and Xavier winning the tag belts,
right? Felt
like, oh, that means there's some good tag teams that they want to work with. Like that still feels special, but like if you have like I don't even know like. If Wardlow shows up on Dark, it's like, that's weird. Why would that happen?
Right. And I think the reason is like, well, sometimes Dark needs to have some bigger name talent as well. Yeah. And but like, I guess like I feel similarly to how the way Ring of Honor is sometimes, where it's like a lot of the matches on Ring of Honor are that have that kind of vibe of an episode of Dark. But then there's like 2 or 3 marquee matches per show that you're like, oh, this is something that, could have at least main evented Rampage, if not Dynamite.
Or the opening to Rampage was I didn't see it because it was on Saturday night, so I ended up missing it. But was Moxley versus Christopher Daniels, and people were like, "Why wasn't that on Ring of Honor?" And it's like, well, it's because it's on TV, and that's better than the service. But also, if it had been a Ring of Honor, the crowd would have been more amped for. John Moxley will do some chain wrestling tonight, right? And Daniels will get bloody, and it'll be okay. But it's like, I don't know. That sounds like a good match to be on TV,
right?
But yeah, people's expectations are like, well, it's Christopher Daniels. It's like, yeah, but nobody told me that he's only on. Ring of Honor, because I don't think that's true.
Right.
But I don't know.
And the thing is, like, none of that. Like there was. I want to say Dark Order showed up on an episode of Ring of Honor as well.
Dark Order is showing up all over Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
like and they're getting involved with the Righteous, who are dudes that when they left Impact, people thought they were going to be part of the Wyatt Six.
Oh, sure.
Because they have creepy, maybe hillbilly, like cult vibes.
Okay.
And they're going to be now the two cults in AEW are probably going to feud because they want maybe one of the members. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I think I almost want them to just like
have a draft.
Like or just say, here are the Ring of Honor people, here are the AEW people, and that's not to say you won't see them fight each other, but we're gonna try to make that an occasional thing so that these rosters mean something. And because right now it just feels like we got a hole, who's available, and like don't get me wrong, like again, like I'm complaining about it from like a continuity or storyline or just like sensibility perspective, because I think most of the wrestling is good and worth watching. And so it's this thing of like, there are hours of great wrestling on television, but I kind of want more than that. It needs to be more than like, these guys had an awesome match. 'Cause that's cool, but like one of my biggest problems with AEW across the board right now is that they should be doing more story stuff. And having more interview time, more promo time, more story stuff. Like they're just, it feels very match of the week. It feels like a lot of cold matches happen with a lot of build up. That like when you hear them announced, you're like, oh my god, that's great. That like Kenny's gonna wrestle this guy, or Bryan Danielson's gonna get in this awesome match, and you're like, that's great. That's a match I would love to see. But like, God, I kind of wish that maybe it was part of a larger story arc or part of a larger something. Like their sports-based presentation is only taking them so far, and so it's kind of losing me a little bit.
The best AEW story of 2023 is Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, and because they did it over every show.
Yeah,
there would be stuff on Rampage. When they had their Dark and Dark Elevation matches, they were telling the story of like Matt being unhappy and then Matt like kind of going with it. And you've watched Ethan Page like get tricked by Matt Hardy and like almost turn babyface because his friends are babyface and his friends like him. And like and then Matt pulls the wool from under him. And like it's been this long story. And of course now it unfortunately also involves Jeff. And they're gonna do they're gonna do a wacky match at a lake, at the compound, and so Stokely Hathaway is gonna go into a lake and come out as another character, and that's great. And there exists the possibility he might come out as Chuck Taylor, paying off an indie thing that no one remembers except for me, but is one of the best dumb indie things in the world, where Chuck Taylor let his wrestling license lapse, and so Stokely Hathaway became Chuck Taylor TM.
Right.
So Chuck had to wrestle under other names, like Howdy Do It and Dustin and whatever, and all these other stuff.
Yeah, that would be funny to go back to that. Yeah.
They had a Chuck Taylor versus Chuck Taylor match, and at one point, Chuck ends up in wearing the same outfit that Stokely is wearing, and they do the like who's who, and it's
that's good. That's good, silly fun.
They could call that back. I'm on it. Because why wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think you have to trust the announcers, and Excalibur I think has been really good at that, to explain that to people that are never going to know any of that stuff.
Yes. Yes. When they have a Dynamite match, Excalibur goes, we're not sure if Matt Hardy is playing Ethan here or not. Like, he would have to kind of summarize weird other things that were happening. And people hate that about WWE. The WWE acts like no one watched an hour ago.
Right.
But also, some people weren't watching an hour ago.
Yeah.
Or they didn't watch the YouTube. Like, imagine if WWE assumed you watched Main Event.
Yeah, right. And then just never, just assumed like, you went along with it. And yeah. I mean, WWE is great at like, you can skip WWE for a month and then go back and watch. Like for the people who only watch WrestleMania, Like they even have enough packages there where they're like, oh, by the way, because you didn't watch all the hours of television we put out, here's a package that tells you why these two people are fighting. And you go, oh, okay. Like that was a fun thing going to WrestleMania with people who don't watch on a regular basis. They were able to catch up, no problem.
Yeah, but even if you just watch pay-per-view to pay-per-view and you're like, wait, I thought Damian Priest and Bad Bunny were friends. Well, here's what happened. Now they're not. And you're like, oh, okay, good. Because a year ago they were a tag team, and now they're not. Why? Oh, thank you for telling me. And if you tune into AEW, I don't know if AEW is going to talk about how the BCC are shitbags right now. They might reference like a thing that happened last week, but they're not going to be like they're not going to be like, well, we thought Bryan Danielson was going to come in and straighten things out, but turns out no. He
straightened them out all right with a screwdriver.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to like fill you in. Like maybe they will tonight talk about what happened last week and how Takeshita is now helping out because there's a tag team match.
Right.
And it's like, great, cool, that's fun. But they're probably not going to go out of their way to talk about like anything that happened on Rampage.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, even though there's a tag match tonight with FTR and J&J, they're probably not going to really dive into that about how this is all about Mark Briscoe for some reason.
Like there'll be some commentary in the middle, like, oh, these guys are, like I think they did that on Rampage. There was a little bit of Excalibur trying to explain the the Mark Briscoe love triangle situation.
And a video package would not only allow people time to go pee if they're there live, but it would also let people know who maybe can't watch every Wednesday.
Right.
They might be able to be like, oh.
It's a fine line. I'm sure that's the sort of thing that, like knowing when you need a video package or, like when you need to kind of catch people up and make sure, the frequency of your viewership. I'm sure that's like a knowable number. Ugh.
Like, there should be a recap about the Four Pillars tournament because we're getting the next match in that tournament tonight, right?
Right.
Like, it would be good to see how, like, it's all been set up and MJF manipulated it last week, and like, because that would be good if you didn't watch it last week. You can get it, and you're still going to get a good match.
Right.
You're still going to get Darby versus Sammy, which, outside of all of my feelings on both of those gentlemen, that's going to be a pretty damn good match.
Sure. Yeah.
But if I know that, like, if I know some of the shenanigans that are happening there, then you can wait for the part where Sammy turns on MJF, because why wouldn't he? Or MJF has it go to a no contest so nobody can face him, or whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever.
a little more context would be nice.
Definitely. And I think that's, they're not always great at that. But they're not always great at that. And I think that they have a hardcore enough fan base that like does watch every week that they probably feel that they can get away with it. But what a janky mess. Yes.
Did you see that guy like stutter around in the background?
What a mess.
Man, that ruled.
This game is like I am like this game's a disaster, but like the more I play of it, the more I'm enjoying myself. Like it feels like a student project in some ways, but like I'm kind of loving this mess of a video game. And also you can still you can modify all the guns, like they lifted all that stuff out of Call of Duty also.
Yeah.
And there's just enough mode variation to where it's just this thing is ridiculous. And and it's free for people who are go ahead and grab it, man. It's out there. You could do a lot worse.
I think if you've got people that you like to play games like this with, and you're in between games, or you've been trying to get them to play something and they don't really want to put the investment in, like this is, I don't know. This feels like a good game to just dick around in.
Totally. I'm like it, and it's a great game to pay half attention to. Like if you're listening to a podcast or having a conversation, like you can just. Oh man, you only get 3 lives in their fake battle royale mode.
God. Oh yeah, you're on your way to ranking up, Jeff.
Yeah.
And the purple looks like Saints Row, like all of that.
Right.
Looks a little Saints Row to me.
And they've got a world chat down here that is just
Sure.
full of fucking spam. It's just, because it's a mobile game, and who knows where these people, if it is popular around the world, then it's just a fucking, this game's a wreck. But I might really like this terrible video game.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, Jeff, I still play Hearthstone, so like I can't.
Okay, yeah, you know about bad video games.
Yeah, I mean, I still play Hearthstone almost every day because they got quests, and I want to complete my quests and get my gold to buy more card packs. And yeah, I'm at this point now where I do the battle pass every season, so I'm spending $80 a year. But I get enough gold that I don't spend for the mid-season new packs, because you can spend gold on that instead of real money, and just get the cards, which is a fairly new thing in Hearthstone, a couple years old. But I don't know. I still like card games. I still can't play physical card games because I've become obsessed with buying cards. So a digital card game is the way to go for me.
Yeah.
And Marvel Snap.
Yeah,
Marvel Snap is still a game that I like, but I don't want to play it every day. because you can't craft cards, you have to play and get cards.
Okay.
It means that I have to play with decks I don't want to play with to maybe get the cards. Whereas at least in Hearthstone, I can play a lot and get enough dust.
Right, to craft whatever you need.
To craft the couple cards that I need.
Right.
And it's just that one little thing, one little difference between the two. I think Marvel Snap is more fun, but I see a cool deck that I want to play, and I have to hope that I get enough cards to play it in 6 months, maybe, or 3 months. So,
some intense moments here in this match.
Yes, I'm hiding around. You had one match a little while ago where there were just like a bunch of people DC'd, and that was awesome.
Yeah, they were just like standing there, and I just like took them out, and then they respawned right there, and I did it again.
Yeah.
I don't. Ugh.
And then you dual wielded, and that was cool. Dual wielding still rules, man. I don't know.
This has a really good aim down sights animation for the dual wielding too, where it's all diagonal, sideways, crazy gun holding techniques that would never make sense to do in real life. But John Woo made a lot of movies.
And Halo 2.
Yeah.
Pistols only.
Yeah. This thing's a freaking mess. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's fun. It still feels like even if there are things about AEW that I think could be better or whatever, it's still really awesome to have like wrestling I'm excited about, wrestling that and I think like that's something that I think a lot of wrestling fans are kind of in this weird crossroads where they're miserable all the time. And I don't really feel that way. Like there's a lot of stuff going on that I maybe I'm not super into, but the difference I think is like in a lot of cases you get to a point where you're rooting for individual talents, not necessarily in a character way, but in I would like this this person seems like a good person, and I like the way they work, and I hope that they have I hope they have a good career.
Yes.
And it's like this kind of rooting for an underdog thing that like, AEW is perfect for that.
Yeah, I think like Pretty Deadly, who are an NXT tag team, just got murdered last night. So that means one of two things. They got released or they're going to show up in the draft. And they just got funnily written off of because they were facing the baby faces who are Italian stereotypes. But likable Italian stereotypes.
Sure.
And the last time they murdered someone, that's Cole Carter, 2 times. And he ended up back in AEW. So like they could just they could be released, but most likely they just wrote them off in a fun way.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I hope they do go up because they're a great tag team and there's some good tag teams they could mess around with. But like, them being on Raw isn't going to be enough for me to watch Raw.
Right. Yes.
Because that show's 3 hours, and I don't need to do that to myself.
Yeah, I have, as someone who has been watching Raw, I don't need to do that to. You're right. I don't need to do that to myself.
I mean, I only watch SmackDown, Jeff, because I'm not going to get into specifics about this.
Sure.
But like, I watch SmackDown with friends.
Yeah.
And we chat about it
Yeah.
while it's happening.
Totally.
And that is a very pleasant experience.
Yeah, totally. Getting
My
on
life is
Discord
better
and talking to people
yeah.
about wrestling, you know, which we have a pretty active wrestling channel on the old Discord over there. We've cordoned it off into its own quarantine zone.
Yes.
And that's been
I
fun.
have on occasion told people, hey, can you move this to WrestleZone, the WrestleFest? Like, hey, you should move that there. And I don't do that for a lot of topics unless it becomes like 15 or 20 things in a row. And
Right.
you're like, yeah, there's some TV and movies if you want to talk about this.
Yeah.
But if it's the Mario movie, I'm not going to say don't talk about the Mario movie in general.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
But if anybody, you know, or anime, like, hey, if this isn't about a Dragon Ball Z video game, you talk about your Dragon Ball stuff in anime. I'll be in there. I'll chat with you about it. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, my enjoyment of wrestling goes up when I have people to talk about wrestling with.
Yeah.
Part of the enjoyment of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which we got started on talking on here, is also that I can be like, so this is this person's deal, and kind of explain,
Right.
or like, things were complicated on that show that we watched. So I was on Twitter reading a thread by somebody who was translating what was happening and explaining it. And
Right.
so I was
Here's
like,
the next round of this musical chairs match because it's not,
Yes.
you know, it doesn't have English commentary. It's really not obvious what the heck is
and
going
they're
on.
not, yeah, since we don't commentary, we don't know, oh, they're talking to the president of the company right now, who is kind of a character in it, but not really a character, you know? And like, you don't need to know that there are a couple wrestlers in this league that in character hate him, but like, it's not like a McMahon thing where like it's a character
Sure.
that everyone dislikes on you know, whatever. It's just the actual owner, and a couple people decided it would be funny if they didn't like him.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, sure. Like, that's context that like I can throw in there, or I can be like, yes, it is weird that this show is opening with 3 girls singing and doing an idol performance, and none of their characters are wrestling idols, because that's other people in there
Right.
who used to be idols and are now wrestlers, and one girl who is still an active idol and a wrestler, and there's the failed idol who is now a wrestler. But these girls aren't real idols. They're fake wrestling idols, but not in the way you think.
Sure. Right. It's like this their character is this, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves trains, but also sings a song every time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why. You know, like, yes, that's just a thing that happens.
She loves trains is such a great character trait.
Raku loves trains and naps.
Man.
And I don't know why she dresses in a way that makes sense to somebody out there, but I don't know. But yeah, Raku loves train schedules, and she does a train of the day where she talks about a different train route that she likes. Which is her march over people is her like being on a train, basically. And then she takes a nap on them and tries to go for a pin, and everyone gets really quiet because that wrestler took a nap.
Of course. Of course.
And that's the thing I love. Okay, so I will say this, friends. There was a charity thing during WrestleMania weekend, and there was a showcase of the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestlers 5-on-5. And Ian Riccaboni, who you know mostly as being an announcer for Ring of Honor, does not know shit about Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, except for like the couple wrestlers he's seen on AEW, right?
Right.
And Veda Scott, who was supposed to do their LA show, she knows a lot of indie stuff, but also she did a lot of research. So it's him being like, so what's happening now? And her being like, well, these girls are in a tag team together and they're called Free Wi-Fi. And Ian's like, I know that's good. Like, you just have this thing where it's like, yeah, everyone loves free Wi-Fi. But yeah, they're and this girl is kind of a mean girl. And we're like, Raku loves trades. And he goes, don't we all?
Yeah.
And it's like this very funny thing where it's like, yeah, in the context of being like, I have to explain, like, okay, this girl is the champion. She's the main champion, and she's in a tag team with the girl that she won the belt from. And he's like, well, they're in a tag team now. That's not good. And it's just Ian like calling the match and like learning as he goes,
and just trying to
and
that's fun. And probably like probably like a decent way to like learn about it if you didn't know anything about the characters, like having
They brought Veta in specifically for that, for this show that had all kinds of different promotions involved. So you can be like, oh, okay, because sometimes all you need is a one-line sentence like, that girl is mean. This girl is sad and apologizes. She's a cat. Like,
yeah, like, oh, okay.
Like, Yuka Sakazaki is the magical girl, but that doesn't mean anything really.
Right.
You could just be a good wrestler.
Good wrestler, cool
like,
pants.
Okay. Yeah. Miyu Yamashita is the coolest girl in the world. Like, she's just a badass cool girl. Like, great. That's all you really need to know about her. She likes to kick. She's not the kick demon, but she likes to kick. Like, I don't know. That to me is great because like everyone, like not everyone has a gimmick in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, but almost everyone has a gimmick. And it's like, all right, yeah, great. We'll go from there. Like, oh, like this girl is wearing rave pants. Is she a raver? No. She used to be a ring announcer and now she's a wrestler. And you're like, okay. She just has cool ring gear. And you're like, all right.
Yeah. Can't someone have nice pants? Like, come on, why has it got to be so? Yeah, exactly.
It's like Arasu has brightly colored hair and is probably gay. So she has a dedicated fan base on the internet. Because she wore a mask, go out in public because of the pandemic mask that was rainbow, and really loves one particular Sailor Moon character.
Okay.
And so people were like doing the math and figuring it out, because I'm sure there are a lot of ladies in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling that are of all sorts of different variety.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Of who they like and whatever. But people were like, we think Arasu is queer. And it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
She likes Sailor Uranus, and it seems to be wearing pride gear all the time. Great. That's enough.
Yeah. The feel of this game is so broken. I like, you know, it's the controller support. Like, there's something about a game that feels like it was designed for phones that then they're like, oh, I guess we need to figure out a way to make this work on a controller for whatever reason, whether they're putting it out on PC or they have controller support on phones, that it just, the movement is so messy and imprecise, but it all somehow still lines up and works in a way that it almost shouldn't.
And you mentioned this at the top of this when we started, for folks that joined us, that you had to go in there and make some changes to make this feel more comfortable.
Yes, because it was set in a way that was even simpler controls. So like if basically like I have it set to I can walk now, whereas before when as soon as I hit the left stick, your character would break into this full sprint, and I'd set it to no, let me click the left stick in when I want to run. Give me a little bit more control. Also, the aim down sights was a toggle, not a tap. So you would tap it once, and you would just stay stuck aim down sights, which is you can do that in Call of Duty if you want. It's not. I think it's a crazy way to play it, but it did that by default, and I think it's one of those things that like it maybe makes sense on mobile because you're tapping a screen to aim down sights, and then you don't want to hold. And so there's a lot of control things in this that that make it feel very mobile first. And I'm wondering if these players, you can probably check, but how many of these players are playing on phones, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I'm not winning every match, but I feel like I'm doing all right in a way that makes me wonder if me playing with a controller, maybe I should try mouse and keyboard. Maybe that would be an even crazier benefit. But
I do wonder if any of these are bots.
That's a good question. From the looks of this, all 6 of these players are on Steam. And I'm the only person using a controller, and everyone else is on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is just like a weird thing. Like, I'm sure there is like somebody streaming this that besides you, you know,
Right?
like,
yeah.
You're not the only streamer out there playing this game. That like somebody is just like desperate for the next shooter because they are tired of doing the role play stuff that finally fizzled out for them, and you know, like they're not in the just be mad in Call of Duty camp.
Right.
So they're looking for something. I don't know. And like they took the building out of Fortnite, and so it's not fun anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Or whatever. Even though that does seem to be universally like people are fucking.
I was gonna say, yeah. It seems like everyone. I don't see anyone streaming, and not that I'm like super up on it, but I don't see people streaming the building Fortnite anymore.
Yeah, no, I only see the non-building Fortnite on stream. And of course, I don't see a lot of people, but I do have a few friends that do it, so I do see them. I would say to answer a question in chat, I think you play this because it doesn't cost any money. That's the reason. You play this for one of two reasons. It doesn't cost any money, or your friend was like, this is what we're doing tonight.
Yeah. The thing I like about this game, and while I will probably keep it installed, is it is hilariously broken in a way that I find really fascinating. Like there's just stuff about the movement and stuff about the way it works that it's just like, God, this is hilarious. But that's short-term fun. That's short-term giggles. You know, if they were to keep it updated with a bunch of new content and whatever else, then I'd be like, well, then maybe I would keep looking at this. But to me, this is a hilarious curiosity that you just kind of look at and go like, this is just a fast, especially this Combat Master mode, which is the kind of unique-ish thing about it, and that's them trying to turn a game with a 6-player count into a battle royale on
they
went
for that.
Yeah, it's conceptually really weird, and and you have to go around and get these weapon crates, and you can equip armor in this mode like you could in Warzone, and it's just fucked. It's just like it's like someone sat down and looked at these other games out there and said, well, we don't have the budget to do that. We don't have the, we can't do 100 players. Like, that's crazy. What can we do with 6? Like also 6, which is not a high number of players for any mode. And so they made a mode where you have 3 lives and you kind of do these battle royale-ish sort of things in it, and it's just conceptually really fascinating. Like I said, I don't think that, I don't think this is in danger. No one over at Call of Duty Inc. is looking at it and going like, oh, we're screwed now.
Oh, no. But this is not... This doesn't steal anything. It just maybe is like a distraction for some people.
Yeah.
Like a silly warm-up you do.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Where it's like, this is just a very strange feeling.
I do like the spray paint for identifying where A and B are, instead of like it being like a weird overlay thing.
Right.
Like just putting it contextually in the world is kind of fucking cool. I don't think you've done a mode that uses that.
So I have that mode turned off. That would probably be the search and destroy mode. Would probably have bomb sites in it, but uh-oh.
Well, that guy's just hopping. I don't know how.
Gotta put my armor back in. We have no ammo for this gun.
Okay. Uh-oh, somebody's got a gun out there and a hopper.
I don't know why the beeping noise is persisting. It's like some countdown timer. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it keeps beeping, and I think that there's some countdown timer that accidentally got stuck on. And
oh, okay. Or to a weapon box coming in, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I have not heard anything tonight other than your voice or today. So
there was a gun over there. We need to see if we can get it, or if it disappeared. Where was it? Oh man. Oh, here it is. There's no ammo in this gun either. We're screwed.
I'm gonna this Combat Master. It's just like it's a weird thing. I forgot what this game was called for a second.
Yeah. Easy to forget, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Sun's Hatbox, I don't think I'll ever forget.
Right.
It's like a really good, bad name that I don't know if I'm going to it's going to stick with me for a minute or two, you know?
Right. Definitely.
But Combat Master Mobile.
Combat Master.
Even if I add mobile.
All right. We've got a gun. There's only one other player alive.
Okay. Oh, they might be going for that weapon box. Maybe you got to get up. You can see where they are.
There.
Oh, yeah, they went up.
Okay, that was not their last life, so...
Oh, shit. I was like, wait, why didn't it stop? Up there they are.
Ugh, I don't have a lot of bullets left.
They're going for the high ground.
I don't have...
Okay, well.
I don't have enough bullets left for this fight.
Oh, they're up high.
Oh, those were the last of my bullets.
Ah, shit.
And now they've got a gun, and I'm just... That's a bad grenade throw. That's a... Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This,
well, if that had been their last life, that would have been real cool.
Yep, sure would have been. Oh, I unlocked a knife and a pumpkin head avatar. Yeah, I don't know. This is
I think they do understand what dumb things people want, though, because
yeah, I mean they do. They are selling a batch, like a kind of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got the different packs and stuff. We got salty in there. And like weird not
Skullface. Yeah. He's the legendary leader of Octagon Squad. Like that's all the lore you need.
Yeah, I mean I don't need more than that. Like, oh yeah, neon jerks, sure. Motorcycle neons, great.
Combat is the best choice for someone who is looking for the true extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dual katana, Phoenix Rise.
Let Rageous Predatory Red Out guide you, not blind you. That's not a sentence.
No.
But I appreciate it.
Jumble.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
all this is like perfect.
Yeah. And so that's Combat Master.
So I want to make this very clear. Like, this is a free game that's on mobile and Steam, and it runs and is fun to look at.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad thing, but you can also laugh at weird shit when it's weird.
Yes. Yes. It is it feels kind of busted and
yeah.
Well, it feels like a game that is primarily meant for mobile. Right. And you know, the mobile space is such a weird, like mobile free to play competitive shooters is really nuts. Like there's a really wild space there, especially outside of North America, where people are, you know, playing a lot more games on their phones like that and stuff. You know, you think about like how PUBG Mobile does in India and some of these other parts of the world where it's just some of these games have really blown up, but only because they're mobile games. Like this game makes a lot more sense in that context. It's just the part where they put it on Steam and now you can play it with a controller on a PC. We're like, this game's like kind of a weird mess in that context. But also it plays, it's a lot more fun than it has any right to be, I guess, given all of that mess. And it's, I don't know.
If this was a game that was at a couple kiosks at PAX, it would be the game that I would tell people to go play.
Right.
Be like, hey, you got to go see this weird game. It's over in like whatever. I don't know. You're like, it's near Nintendo, but it's not. It's just near Nintendo. And you should like try it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Just give it. You should give this. You should give this thing a look. It's it's out there. For sure. It's definitely. But also, like it feels like there's a groundswell of people that are trying to say that this game has actually really great movement and that it's like that there's starting to be this thing of like, oh, because the way you can hop and slide and do this stuff, like there's a really high skill ceiling and once you really understand how it works, like they're like that contingent it seems like has been forming over the past couple of months, and it's hard to know if that's like legit or not, but it sure seems like there are some people trying to make that the discussion around this game, which is
like, you don't have to add a bunch of caveats to like something, right? You don't have to be one of those people that's just like, because I'm not for the thing of like, oh, well, my guilty pleasure is this. It's like, well, like something or don't like it.
Right.
But you also don't have to justify why you like something and try to turn it into, it's like, well, this is actually a contender for like, I'm not going to be playing Go anymore. I'm playing this. And it's just like, no, just say you like the goofy thing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, this is there's a high skill ceiling. I'm like, I don't think there is.
Yeah, like maybe there is, but also that doesn't immediately mean that it's worth playing either, because plenty of games have that. Yeah, but it's there is still something very engaging about it. I'll say there is something strangely compelling about it in a way that you certainly wouldn't expect from looking at it and going like, look at this busted ass Call of Duty knockoff that started on phones. But
yes, totally.
There's something to this. There's something to this. I don't know. It's the right kind of budget, I guess.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. Like, I've had more fun with this than I have with the X Defiant beta. Would I tell you that X Defiant is probably a better game? Like, yeah. But that's a really weird. Yeah, it's really hard to quantify those sorts of things. You go like, well, the maps are better and the textures look better, and there's like things and systems in X Defiant that are like that they put some thought into, and this just feels like a jumbled mess of just like, yeah, there's some rhyme or reason to this, but like also it's chaos. But I don't know. I like this janky ass shooter has some moxie. And that's the thing that X Defiant doesn't have at all. So
yeah, X Defiant is checking all the boxes.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to be like the next. It's not trying to be the next big thing. It's trying to be like the next big thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, I haven't played X Defiant.
Yeah.
This is just from me watching you and a couple other streamers. But it feels like it's trying to be like another Call of Duty instead of the next like and not every video game needs to redefine the genre, but like it's very clear they didn't set out to redefine the genre with that.
Yeah, this feels almost like they're like, hey, I wonder if we can make something that's close enough to Call of Duty and runs on phones, and if maybe we could use that to make a whole lot of money. Like there's something shameless about this
Call of Duty, so maybe they'll play ours instead.
Right? Yeah, something like that. I don't even know, but it's. I'll leave it installed. I don't know. I can't really tell you why, but I'm going to.
Okay.
And I think that's just going to about do it. Pat, you are streaming tomorrow, right?
Yes. So I'm going to put a link into the Twitch channel for Plamo Weekender. I'm going to give that a shout out there in chat for folks that are watching this later. Plamo Weekender, Plamo Weekender is the Twitch channel that I will be guesting on tomorrow. It's running all weekend long. You can subscribe at any time if you want, because that money we will later donate. But everything else that's done through the Tiltify goes to Cure Alzheimer's Fund directly through Tiltify. And we're model kit building, and a bunch of different people from all across the world. There are a few people that will have ASL interpreters during their sets.
Oh, neat.
There's some interview segments. Yeah. We've got a couple actually like YouTube big model kit builders, so that's always fun. I've got this model kit here that is very pretty, but what if I covered it in glitter paint to make it even prettier? And that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
Nice.
And Jeff, thank you for having me. It's always fun to hang out.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's I feel like it's we've been just on Discord typing back and forth for so long. It's just been so long since I've heard your voice.
Yeah, and it's just like that thing of I have found on my own streams that every once in a while I'll have like Discord like audio and like have somebody step in and I'm just like, oh, this is different.
Right. Yeah.
This isn't just me.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. No, it's been fun to have you in here and so I've been just wanting to talk more about Tokyo Joshi Pro a little bit in general. And so, that stuff's been a lot of fun.
Folks, if you want to go down the other route and you want to go down Stardom and you want to really get into Stardom, you can get into Stardom. There's some great fucking wrestlers there.
Yeah.
Julia is fucking unbelievably talented. There's some great wrestlers over on the other promotions there.
Was there some implication that Julia might be on her way on excursion or something? Was it just people inferring something from a tweet?
People are inferring.
Okay.
And then also with Mercedes dropping the belt, the not Stardom belt, but through Stardom, with the confusing thing there was some talk that she might be making a trip. But it's probably just working.
Got it. Okay.
But I would say this, like, if you want to get into wrestling, it's way more fun to get into a weird promotion that's not a big major US one than it is to, like, I'm going to try to get into AEW. It's like, you can.
Yeah.
But you could also just get into a weird one. You just, like, get into I don't know, get into North Wrestling. It's a small outfit out of United Kingdom that puts on really great matches, and they have really good announcers. And sometimes Matthew from Botchamania is one of the announcers. And it's just weird.
Huh. Yeah.
But, like, yeah, get into a small portion. Get into, like, I don't know. GCW is now probably too big to really get into.
Right. Well, I don't think you don't have to disqualify something because it's big, but you know, like, yeah,
DPW. You get into DPW.
The deadlock stuff. Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Just get into that. Like, I don't know. Progress.
Get into the Combat Master of wrestling.
Yes. Uh-huh. But yes, find a wrestling promotion and get way into it. And then you start being like, ugh, they're doing these. My favorite person from this is starting to do other shows, and they're going to leave soon. And you just get real fucking pissed about that.
I was into them before they were. That's a whole.
Oh, they did a Beyond show this weekend. Come on. Here you go. Get in the fucking Hood Slam. It has the scummiest vibe and the most heart of any U.S. promotion.
All
the sleaze is well earned, and you're like, drugs bunny, I don't think I can get into this. But then you're like, wait, they're all really nice people, and they're so psyched to be a wrestling promotion.
Yeah, the still, when I think about things that I wish that I had the political clout to force through, the time I was trying to get Hood Slam to be able to put on a show in front of our office building is like the one of the big ones that got away. Like we were, we had like a low key approval on that, and then someone from PR caught wind of it, and then they looked at a video of what Hood Slam was, and we tried to say, like, that's not the show they do everywhere they go. They do Good Slam, they do all this other stuff, and she was just like, no, like, very much like, absolutely not. We're not doing this, and I was just like, come on. Like, no, we have to announce new CBS TV shows soon. You can't have Hood Slam come perform in front of the building. And I'm like, oh, fine.
Yeah, Hood Slam is a little bit of a hard sell to some folks, but it might be a good doorway, because you're like, that person's just playing a Street Fighter character? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and that's just like a weird parody of, like, oh, it's like the Steiner Brothers, but they're the Stoner Brothers? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But then also really great wrestlers come through, and you're like, hell yeah, shit, okay.
Yeah, it's a fascinating group for sure. Well, we're gonna head out. Pat, thank you so much. I will check out. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? It's a long weekend. That's the longest weekender.
Yes, it's a weekender. We're 24 hours from Saturday into Sunday, but Thursday and Friday we're just like daytime and evening.
Cool. All right.
But basically, if you go to that, you'll just see some model kit building. Like I said, there's VTubers and folks from international folks doing it. People working on really intricate designs, some garbage nonsense that people are kit bashing together.
Cool.
Lots of different incentives of drinking terrible things like Pilk, which is Pepsi milk.
Why? Look, man, why are we taking what Laverne and Shirley made and turning it into something? This is milk and Pepsi has been around for decades.
I know. But it became popular on TikTok like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it's an easy challenge to do for people that don't want to eat spicy things.
Yeah. I tried it twice when I was a kid because I watched Laverne and Shirley reruns. And the first time I had it, I was like, this is really good. What the heck? Pepsi and milk together. That's insane. And then I tried it again and almost threw up and have never had it again.
I described it as the worst part of a milkshake, like the end part where the ice cream's gone and it's just carbonated milkish, and you're like, what? It's all of that. So it's not terrible.
Yeah. But
there will be challenges. People do things. Last year we had somebody who some amount of money raised, they switched to a different tool to help them build their kit.
Oh, wow.
And they were terrible, like garden shears and stuff.
That's really funny.
And like a butter knife or like a fork was one of them. Like, people are pretty inventive and fun, and it's all for a good cause. And you might find a streamer out there that you want to follow and check out what they do, because maybe there's somebody that you vibe with in that.
Fantastic. I will definitely fire up the Plamo Weekender tomorrow when I'm kind of getting through my it's like my office day in a way. It's like the one day a week I can return emails. I think by this time tomorrow my taxes will be complete. I was really sweating that, and then I didn't realize that because of the extreme winter storms in California that they had extended in some areas out to October. Like, so I technically don't have to file until October. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. Because I thought that I was late with everything or had to file an extension or whatever. I'm like, oh, good.
I just had people who had to give me documents that didn't want to do that.
Right. Always
and eventually I got somebody to add me to their web portal so I could just download it. That's literally what happened, because they just could not get it into the mail. And I was like, give me a PDF then. And they were like, we're adding you to a thing so you can download a PDF. Please don't tell other people in the company we did this for you. And I was like, I barely made any money. I hate freelancing.
It's
because I barely made any money, and it also probably owe the federal government money, but still had to include it because I cannot get audited.
Right. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I offended there. Did not expect us to talk about taxes.
Tax time. This is why the WrestleMania was so timely, with all their TurboTax stuff. No. All right. Well, we're gonna get going. Pat, I will check you out in the morning. Okay. It'll be morning here, but
it'll be
afternoonish here. Yes, we will check out the Plamo Weekender. Thanks everybody for watching. Be back on Friday, and just 3 more hours of Combat Master. Let's fucking go. No, I don't know. There's some other. I will probably check out some Star Wars Jedi Survivor at that point, because that'll be on the other end of their streaming embargo, and hopefully they will
not soon enough for a patch though.
Well, so there will be one more patch pre-release from the sounds of things. In terms of what they told reviewers, and so my hope is that by the time people get their hands on that game, which is technically tomorrow night, that hopefully what they say will be accurate and they will have ironed out all of the major issues and whatever else. Sounds like some people playing on console really mostly had performance problems, but not necessarily bad crash bugs on in my case. I had situations where I would load the game up, run for 45 seconds, and then it would completely crash. And so it was, so I'm not as far in as I would like, but man, what I've played of that game is really fun. So whatever, we'll start from pretty early on in the game, and play some of that on Friday and do some other stuff. So come on back Friday morning for that. Check out Pat tomorrow on the Plamo Weekender, and we'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.